Another day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune to my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
And a very good morning to you. It is Friday, of course, a day we've all been looking forward to. And welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. I'm Zoe Brown, and we are in for a treat all the way through till 9 o'clock. And you're just in time because you're joining us as we bring you awareness on Transgender Day of Remembrance, as we remember those whose lives have been lost to violence, marginalization, and prejudice, and committing. And we are here to commit to a brighter future together. And we're also going to be braving the team. We're going to be joined by the team from Gender Dynamics to shed some light on this day. And then we're also going to be entertained by drag queens Belinda Kakamba Kafasi and Manila Von Tees. They are here to make sure our Friday is off on the right note. But if there's one man that knows how to kickstart a Friday, it's Wasty. Morning.
Goeiemorgen. You look so bright and shiny, and I hope you're feeling that way. Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. My name is Carl Wasty, and today, as you can hear, it is such an important day, and it's a day of celebration. It's a day of education, and it's just a day to actually just feel like the best person that you're supposed to feel like. That's what I'm talking about. And I got some social media questions for you. In fact, on the Expresso Facebook page, not only will we give you opportunities to send sunrise photos as well as anything else ahead of the weekend, but I do have a question for you, and that is just related to kicking off your Friday with some amazing and incredible celebration, as mentioned. Tell us what you love about the LGBTQI+ community, whatever that is, and you can send it through. And you know what? I want you to spread as much love as you can to the Expresso Facebook page, because that's what everybody deserves on this beautiful Feel Good Friday. As we get into some news, here's Zoe.
Thanks, Wasty. I'll start with national headlines. Deputy President David Mabuza says ways must be found to build new power stations. Mabuza was answering questions before the National Council of Provinces. He says Eskom needs to partner and propose that 3 or 4 power stations be built to stabilize the country's power supply. He says that although independent power producers contribute to the network, it's not sufficient to stop interruptions. His message to Eskom: improve maintenance and minimize power outages. He said the future of the country's economy depends on reliable sources of power. And staying with local news, the Cape Metro yesterday inaugurated Jordan Hill-Lewis, a mayor of the city. Hill-Lewis's new position will see him resign as an MP, where he was the DA's shadow minister of finance. At the age of 34, Hill-Lewis is the city's youngest mayor since the dawn of democracy in 1994. Former Springbok prop Eddie Andrews is the new deputy mayor. Meanwhile, several parties will meet in Sandton today to agree on coalition arrangements for the Johannesburg and Tshwane metros. Now moving to news beyond our own borders, security forces in Uganda have shot dead a Muslim cleric accused of working with an armed group linked to suicide bombings in the capital, Kampala. Officials said Sheikh Mohammed Abbas Kerevu has been recruited for cells run by the Allied Democratic Forces, rebels who have pledged allegiance to the Islamic State group. At least 4 people were killed by suicide attackers on motorbikes on Tuesday. More than 30 others were injured in the attack, for which IS claimed responsibility. And staying with news abroad, in the US, Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt yesterday halted the execution of death row inmate Julius Jones hours before he was scheduled to be put on death for murder 22 years ago. The move came amid an outpouring of appeals to halt his execution. Kim Kardashian was among those who issued a series of tweets calling for Jones's sentence to be commuted. Jones's lawyers had cited evidence that he was home with his family when the murder occurred. And next, a German Shepherd is selling a 9-bedroom waterfront mansion in Miami. From Los Angeles in the US comes the bizarre news that a German Shepherd, a dog called Gunther VI, is selling a Miami mansion previously owned by pop star Madonna. The property has an asking price of $31.75 million. That is some 495 million rand. The dog's wealth can be tracked back to his ancestor, Gunther III, who inherited millions of dollars from his owner, German Countess Carlotta Liebenstein, who died in 1992. Gunther VI's trust now, that the dog, remember, is worth some $500 million, having grown hugely through solid investments. His mansion overlooks Biscayne Bay, has 9 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms, and a magnificent pool. He sleeps in Madonna's former master bedroom. Carla Riccitelli, one of Gunther's caretakers, said she's part of the board that oversees the trust and makes decisions about when to buy and sell. Riccitelli added, and I quote, "The German Shepherd, whose main home is actually in Tuscany in the north of Italy, joins the estate agents' meetings, travels on private jets, and has his meals prepared by a chef." Indeed, a dog's life. Well, that's where I leave your morning headlines. Let's take a first look at your sport.
Thanks a lot. So let's get into some sporting action for the morning, and South Africa take on England in a replay of the 2019 Rugby World Cup. Now, the Boks are aiming to beat England in London for the first time since 2014 and are hoping to end their Northern Hemisphere tour unbeaten for the first time since 2013. Jacques Nienaber's men overcame Scotland in their last game, while England saw off Australia. Director of Rugby Rassie Erasmus will not be involved at all in the game after being suspended by World Rugby for misconduct. Erasmus has been suspended with immediate effect from all rugby activities for 2 months and suspended from all matchday activities with immediate effect until 30 September 2022. Over to football, the Premier League is back, baby. Liverpool and Arsenal clash in the standout Premier League clash of the weekend, with the sides 4th and 5th on the table. The Reds lost 3-2 to West Ham last time out, while the Gunners picked up a 1-0 win against Watford. Depending on other results, Liverpool could move up to 2nd with a win, while Arsenal will leapfrog Liverpool if they get their 3 points. Other standout games see Chelsea take on Leicester, while Man City are at home against Everton. On to local football, Cape Town City will be the next team to try and halt the juggernaut that is Mamelodi Sundowns. Downs come into the match with 8 wins from 9 matches and are yet to concede a single goal. City, meanwhile, are down in 9th but do have the better of their opponents in head-to-head clashes, having won 5 encounters compared to 4 for the Brazilians. Other matches to keep an eye on see Orlando Pirates away to Golden Arrows, SuperSport host Maruma Gallants, and Kaizer Chiefs face Maritzburg United. Now to Formula One, with just 3 races left in the season. The F1 Roadshow heads to Qatar for the first time ever, with Max Verstappen leading the driver standings by 14 points. His main rival, Lewis Hamilton, will go into the weekend with a spring in his step after a historic win in Brazil last time out. And this could be a pivotal weekend in the title race, with 78 points still available if Verstappen wins in Qatar. With Hamilton 2nd, the Dutchman can afford to finish 2nd to the Briton at the final 2 races and still win the title. That's a wrap for your sport. Another update for you in 1 hour. Over to your weather details. Here's Zoe again.
Thanks, Wasty. Well, let's start off with some news. Forestry, Fisheries Environment Minister Barbara Creecy has reiterated South Africa's commitment to cut back on greenhouse gas emissions. A financial team involving Treasury will set up to unpack what exactly the 131 billion rand international partnership entails, which will kickstart South Africa's transition efforts over the next 3 to 5 years. This follows the country's participation in the COP26 climate conference in Glasgow, Scotland recently. Creecy said countries would align their national determined contributions to the objective agreed to at COP26. She said SA has identified vulnerable sectors of the economy as transport, mining, manufacturing, agriculture and tourism. She said they were researching low emissions development pathways for these sectors. Some 200 countries have agreed to work towards limiting the aggregated global temperature increase to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Now, from climate news to our favorite sunrise views captured by you, our Expresso sunrise photographers. First up is Angus Murphy, who kicks us off this Friday morning with his stunning image of our beloved Table Mountain, and that was taken from the harbour in Cape Town. And Avril Roberts-Retief is fast becoming a regular with her stunning image of Cape Town sunrises. Now, this morning she captured the glow of the sun in the distance perfectly as the day begins. So thank you for that. And if you at home would love to share your sunrise photo, please do so, and you can share it on our Expresso Facebook page. But let's get into your temperatures. If you're in Polokwane, 15 is your low, 24 your high. Mbombela, 15, 17 is your high. Pretoria, 16, reaching a high of 29. Johannesburg, 14 with a high of 28. Sunny in Mahikeng, 15, 34. Klerksdorp, 13, reaching a high of 34. Kimberley, a low of 11 with a high of 28. Bloemfontein, 7, 27. Richards Bay, 15, reaching a high of 19. Some rain can be expected in Maritzburg with a low of 11, a high of 18. Durban, 17, reaching a high of 21. Mthatha, 6 with a high of 21. Partly cloudy conditions and a 55% chance of rain for East London, reaching a high of 22. If you're in Cradock, a sunny day ahead with a high of 24. Gqeberha, 13, reaching a high of 21. George, 11 with a high of 19. Partly cloudy conditions in Cape Town, 17 is your low, 21 your high. Worcester, 9, reaching a high of 25. Sutherland, 6, 21, and Uppington, a sunny day ahead with a low of 15 and a high of 31 degrees Celsius. That's where I leave your weather for now. Another update coming your way shortly after 7.
Thanks a lot, Zoe. In your Feel Good Breakfast Show, there are so many surprises for you today. I'm going to gift you some words in the next couple of minutes. Plus, take a look at these incredible people. They are the Botrefir Marimba Band, and they are going to be taking you into the weekend in the next couple of moments. So stick with us, your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
When last have the three of us been together? Let's do it.
We will be able to roll this out pretty much immediately. I've got this.
You both better be on that plane tomorrow.
Our Monati keeps friendships flourishing with freebie SIM-only 6 gigs at $289 per month with loads of extras.
Oh, such happy music.
Right?
And so magical, because it's now time for us to basically translate a word in a flash. Because when a world is filled with so many stresses, I think we're all part of it, there are so many to-do lists. I think some people's to-do lists have lists of lists.
Oh, yes.
Now, it can sometimes be very difficult finding time to give back. But this holiday season, Cadbury Dairy Milk is taking the pressure off and simply asking us to gift our words this festive season.
I love how Cadbury Dairy Milk are just kind of driving that message all the time to build the bridges in our language. So we're giving you a word to translate this morning so that you can be part of the change. And the word is something that we all should love to do, which is giving. And it's heading to the festive season, it makes sense. So giving in Siswati is kupa.
Kupa.
Yes, kupa. And I think it's so beautiful because, you know, you can find the connections in the words as well. Siswati, a beautiful language, kupa, and I want you to use it somewhere in a sentence, whether it be, you know, to a friend or family member. I think it's great.
Okay, well, why don't you kupa your words
Yes.
this festive season and help co-author a festive-themed story to be added to the Cadbury Dairy Milk in our own words library so that all children can enjoy wondrous stories of the most wonderful season, which is the festive season.
Indeed it is. And so go to cadbury.co.za, follow at Cadbury Dairy Milk SA. That'll be on Facebook or at Cadbury_SA on Twitter and Instagram to start translating your words today. And as Zoe mentioned, kupa, just keep on giving.
Now, would you believe me if I told you that over 2.3 billion people around the world do not have access to a safe toilet? Now, in South Africa alone, over 3,800 public primary schools do not have access to clean sanitation facilities. Now, that is exactly why the United Nations have marked today, the 19th of November, as World Toilet Day. Now, it's a day to shine the spotlight on this crisis and really understand how it's affecting people globally and, more urgently, our very own youth right here in South Africa. Now, here to unpack this much-needed conversation is Mandisa Mbenenge, who is here from the Domestos team over at Unilever, and she's going to shed some much-needed light on the situation. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. But talk to me about World Toilet Day. Obviously, it's a massive day. It comes around once a year, and Unilever are doing some incredible work just fighting against this global crisis that we're currently dealing with. But what exactly is the day all about?
So, World Toilet Day is really about celebrating toilets. Right, at the core of it or at the heart of it. It is there to raise awareness for the millions of people around the world who actually still don't have access to safe and adequate sanitation. And I think the other purpose of World Toilet Day as well is to inspire action that is actually aimed at tackling the sanitation crisis, which is linked to the Sustainable Development Goal number 6, which is water and sanitation for all by 2030. And I think the key word is obviously celebrating toilets.
Yeah.
You think about that keyword and it's just like, it's such an underrated thing. With the number of people you mentioned earlier, 28 billion, over 28 billion, about 600 million actually still practice open defecation. Like, it's really quite crazy. So that is what World Toilet Day is about. That is what it's for. It's about recognizing and celebrating toilets for what they are and the importance of them.
Now, I must say, I love the fact that it's not just the conversation we're having, which already is so vitally important, but it's the fact that there's action that's coming along with that. So maybe more to the theme of World Toilet Day this year, what exactly is that theme that's going to be playing out?
So every year there's a theme that the UN actually has for World Toilet Day. I remember last year it was water and sanitation, which are obviously the system's quite important. This year the theme for World Toilet Day is actually valuing toilets. And it's really around making sure that you show care for the fact that you actually have a toilet that works and that functions, right? Because I think the reality of the matter is that you don't realize how privileged you are to actually have a space where you've got an open toilet. And for me, the thing is that safe sanitation is actually a basic human right.
Yeah.
And it is a right that a lot of people who come from poor or even marginalized communities do not have. And it poses a very big health threat towards them. And it's just about being thankful for the position that you're in of actually having a working toilet.
Yeah, and I mean, it's definitely something that I think if you are experiencing the good times and you have a toilet at home that's working and functioning, you don't really understand how bad it can be when you don't have these things. I mean, I definitely think there's a few of us that take this for granted, and for those that are actually experiencing it, it's something that is dramatically impacting so much in their lives.
Absolutely.
Beautiful part about this is, though, that Domestos has been involved in not only World Toilet Day, but just dealing and fighting against this crisis globally, because globally it is a crisis that everyone is going through. Exactly how, though, is the brand doing it this year, and what are they going to be involved in?
Sure. I think one of the things that we've always done is make sure that we put ourselves in the situation. I alluded to it earlier this month, and for me, you know, going to the Eastern Cape, one of the schools that were there, and always hearing the stories that the teachers and the learners kind of bring across to you. For us, we were inspired by that earlier this year, and it was really around the dangerous journey it is to go to the toilet. You know, it's not just about, you know, going to the toilet, how far it is from the actual classrooms. It's actually about the dangers that lie therein, because for them it was about snakes in the toilet. If you think about the contamination that can happen just from having inadequate sanitation to your water sources, to your food sources, it really shows you how dangerous it is. But I think more than anything else, what we really want to do this World Toilet Day is to encourage our consumers to actually have a conversation with us. Go to our social media pages. We are engaging about this. We're talking about it. We want to know if you have any shared experiences about this. We want to know if you actually want to do anything about it. So for us, we always encourage people to actually just look up the issue, see how big it is, and actually start talking about it so that more people know about it. And obviously, we've been talking about this one for quite a long time. We know that consumers really do want to actually get involved because it's one of the questions that always comes up: what can I do to help? And I think that one is quite easy because you say it every time we actually have this conversation. And it's the fact that it's as easy as actually going into your store and buying a bottle of Domestos, because from buying that bottle of Domestos, you're actually able to help us actually reach out a little bit more. And I think just one thing before I close off. So there's this statement that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And I think it's everyone's responsibility for us to be able to come together and actually really start fighting this the sanitation crisis. The UN is saying that we are behind on that 2030 goal. And the only way that we are going to be able to actually make it to that 2030 goal is by quadrupling the efforts that we're actually making in order for us to be able to meet that target.
Mandisa Benenge, I can't thank you enough for joining us this morning. You are sharing and shedding light on something that is so, so vital right now. It's a global crisis, just like we've mentioned. And I mean, just everything that you are speaking about, it's an education for me and I think for many in Mzansi. And it's something that I think we are going to definitely be paying more attention to because it's much needed and, of course, continue this conversation. But for you, Mzansi, I encourage you to join Domestos in the fight to win the war against unsafe sanitation and hygiene. Now, remember, R1 from every bottle of Domestos that you buy will go towards safer toilets for 1 million learners. Now, this is an absolutely fantastic way to give back and support our youth.
What a time to be a baby. Why? Because from the 15th to the 19th of November on Expresso, we're giving away 3 Epimax baby and junior hampers worth 2,500 Rand each every day. That's 1,000 Rand's worth of Epimax products plus 1,500 Rand cash in every prize. Oh yes. To enter, reply to the daily competition post on Expresso's Facebook, Twitter or Instagram page. Answer the question and include hashtag the Epimax Life in your answer. Competition closes this Friday, the 19th November 2021. T's and C's on expressoshow.com.
Feel Good Breakfast Show indeed. And if there's one thing I think that COVID-19 has taught us by now, we all know more than ever, is that it is crucial for societies to stand together. And the desire to come together through music has been felt across the globe. Now, the virtual International Marimba and Steel Pan Festival, the largest festival of its kind, will be reaching a crescendo this weekend after another successful year. So let's take a look.
The Education Africa International Marimba and Steel Pan Festival is in its 10th year this year, and it's been an incredible festival of music making with marimbas and steel pans from all over the world. And in fact, in 2019, when we had our last live festival, we had over 2,000 performers taking part, bringing together steel pan players and marimba players, mostly from South Africa, but also from other places around Africa. The numbers have increased tremendously this year from last year. Last year was our first virtual festival, and in the virtual festival we had 677 performers. This year we have over 1,600 performers taking part, and I think it is because people want to perform, and there hasn't been that opportunity to perform live. And so this festival has really created a platform for people all over the world to perform on the instruments that they love so much.
I have been part of the International Marimba and Steel Pan Festival since its inception. And over the years, I've seen bands joining the festival from around the world. Normally it was just bands from South Africa, now but we're getting bands coming through from other African countries, also internationally. So I must say that the competition is very competitive at the moment.
Is special because it integrates people from all over the world, you know, from different diverse cultures, and also it shows techniques and styles, you know, people learn from each other, and also composers, they come together and then they show off their work. John Wesley has about 120 something learners, and also the learners are very passionate, they're out there.
I think my passion grew every day, because when I get to class, I learn something new each and every day. What I learned in 2013 when I started playing marimba and what I've learned now is not the same, because like it shows that there's a progress in what I've been doing, like doing marimba.
I've been to many places like London and Sound of Celebration. I've went there, and I've been to festivals and went to many places just to play marimba. My passion has grown, like from the day I started until now. I can now play, like I know all the techniques now. I think I could call myself now a professional, because I can be fast, I can play it, I can enjoy it, I can dance, I can sing at the same time while playing.
How will they stand out in the competition? First of all, the repertoire that they play, you know, like it's different. It's not like your usual marimba band. What you see is not actually what you're gonna get. You understand? So they are passionate, they're very out there, they're very bubbly, they love to dance, and they're very energetic. So that would make them stand out.
This is the second year that we have gone virtual, and Education Africa is planning to continue with virtual festivals as well as live festivals once COVID has been managed around the world. And so we have been inundated with people from all over the world, as far afield as the Caribbean, Australia, the UK, the USA, to take part in our festival, which has been really delightful.
Obviously, the bands that enter the competition display very good playing skills and technique. But also going beyond that, they also show passion in their performances. You can see that their items are well rehearsed, and most of the bands you can see they are playing from their heart. And I must say, I think I'm enjoying some of these piano arrangements that some of the bands are playing. But as people from Africa, we've got a rich culture, musical culture. So I think please try and arrange more of our African traditional marimba music, because our traditional African marimba music brings out all that syncopation that we have in our music, cross rhythms. So that beautiful color that comes in with African music.
Oh, that's amazing. And the virtual International Marimba and Steel Pan Festival is wrapping up this weekend, the 20th and the 21st of November. And you can catch the festival on Facebook and YouTube at Education Africa. But if you want a sneak peek, you're in luck.
We are, because behind me is an incredible marimba band from Botrevier, and they're about to give you all the feels. Now, if you love all the stage plays in Cape Town, if you love things like Jaloes Bokkie and Klop Klop at District 6, it is going to be absolutely incredible for you. And I want to tell you to move the coffee table, but you can also put your TV in your backyard and enjoy some yacht music. It's entirely up to you. Here's the Botrevier Marimba Band. Here we go. I thought it was Tweede Nuwe Jaar. That's how good it was. Botrefie Marimba Band. They're here to make sure that you get into the Friday the best way possible. They're absolutely incredible. They're part of the virtual International Marimba and Steel Pan Festival. It'll be streamed live on the Education Africa Facebook page, so don't miss it. And there's a gentleman behind me who actually lost one of his things, but he kept on playing. That's the professionalism that we're talking about right there, right? I love it. More to come. Stick with us, your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Welcome to Cape Town.
Nespresso new Virtuo, with a single touch and innovative technology for a generous crema and unique moments to share. Virtuo, standards are meant to be broken. Nespresso, what else?
Thinking of a special way to treat your loved one for their birthday?
Well, the Expresso Morning Show has the perfect way for you to celebrate their big day.
Make a video of you wishing your loved one a happy birthday and let us know why they are important to you.
And then send it to our WhatsApp number 0716406551 and you can brighten up their day with a TV birthday wish.
Catch Expresso
every weekday,
6 to 9 a.m.
on S3.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Let's create together with the Golden Baker Search Junior Edition on Expresso Morning Show. Brought to you by Golden Cloud and Beacon.
Well, listen, it's time for us to be in the El Kitchen because by now you know it's no secret that our Golden Cloud family and Beacon, they are looking for the next baking duo where you can win yourself baking goods and prizes to the value of 35,000 Rand because it is the Golden Baker Junior Edition. Now that means if you and your young ones think that you have what it takes to win that 35,000 Rands worth of prizes, then you better get baking because this week we've kicked it off with some cupcake inspiration and the best person to do that for us is one of our good friends, renowned cake designer and queen, Grace Stevens, and she's here with her son Simon to help along. Grace, Simon, I feel like the last time I saw the two of you was at the start of the year.
Yes,
it was. It was a while ago, and now you are back. So I'm very excited for this cupcake recipe that you're about to do. Simon, I have a question for you. How often do you bake with Mom?
Not often.
Not often enough, or?
Not often enough.
The older he's got, the less time he spends in the kitchen with me.
But you get to at least enjoy and taste Mom's delicious creations. Okay, well, you're about to take us through a yummy recipe.
Yes, so this is my double chocolate recipe. And so it's got real chocolate in it. So we're using our Beacon Heavenly Hazelnut Heaven today. And what you start off by doing is opening up your packet. And Simon, will you just break these up and pop them into our hot coffee? So we've got about 180 mils of hot coffee over there, because coffee and chocolate,
It's a winning
friends.
combination. And I'm looking at this now. It's like, you know, it is the yummy chocolate, so you don't have to melt it or anything. The coffee will do that for you.
The coffee will do that, so that's quite nice. It doesn't matter if it spits or anything, we're all good. So just pop it straight in there. Nice and conveniently. Yes, I know, don't worry about splashing. I'm sifting the cocoa powder here, which is quite important that you sift all your ingredients. Then I'm going to put my golden cloud flour in. Give me a spoon over here. I'm having a time. So it's very important that your cocoa powder is. Can you see there's a lot of lumps here?
I see, and you don't want that in your batter.
Cocoa butter in here, all that goodness, all that moisture that's going to be added to your cake. So you just use a little bit of spoon to get it through. Then I've got my sugar. So it's 1.5 cups of sugar that goes in here. So you put all your dry ingredients together. Simon's doing an excellent job of getting the wet ingredients together.
Yes, he is. Because I have to say, I'm quite impressed. He's been very disciplined in putting all of the beacon chocolates into the hot coffee. Normally, if I had to be tasked with that, there would probably be a lot of eating involved.
Do you think so?
Yes. Simon, how sweet is your tooth? Are you someone that, like, you know, this time of the morning would help some chocolate, or are you going to put it where it needs to be?
I don't like having too much chocolate.
Oh, see, so well balanced and rounded. He's going to wait for the cupcakes to be done.
I know, he's so clever like that. So all my dry ingredients are in here. I've put bicarb and baking powder in. So we're going to whisk the eggs. So you can do that, Simon. You've done such a great job with our coffee. So the eggs get whipped up now, so just bash them so just to break the yolks that go in there. And then your oil goes in, your vanilla extract goes in. You're going to put some buttermilk in, because the buttermilk is going to make them nice and tender and moist. And then we're going to separate them, and we're going to divide them amongst our tray. And we've used these nice fancy cupcake liners, which are really, really cool.
They're amazing.
So once you have done all your separate ingredients, you put everything together. And then what I do is I use a 1/4 cup measure, you know, your measuring cup. And I use that to scoop my batter into my tray.
That's clever.
That goes into the oven at 160 degrees for about 12 to 15 minutes. You've got to double check. Everybody's oven is a little bit differently. Should we get into the decorating?
Yes,
because that is the fun part.
That is the fun part. So I'm assuming I'm going to be in charge of making the icing sugar.
Yes, please. So we're going to soften the butter.
Okay.
So it's always room temperature butter, and then you soften it. So my secret is, and I do a lot of buttercream, is that you get it so that it's nice and silky and soft before you add your icing sugar.
Okay, so we need to. I'm going to make a bit of noise.
Do you want to hold the bowl for Zoe and give her a hand?
Okay, he is nice and
Simon's
strong.
Nice and strong, and he can do that. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a good job that you're doing there. Absolutely. Then you won't get any lumps. So
Simon's such a great assistant in the kitchen.
Yes.
So obviously we want to have it a bit creamier and fluffier.
Of course, we don't have the time this morning, but don't worry, because
we have it ready
I have some already made.
So we simply, for our butter icing sugar, we have our, a butter that's softened, some icing sugar, some cocoa, and what are we adding
And that's a little bit of milk, because you've got to add a little bit of milk until you get the consistency that you can pipe it easily without having to, like, really drip it out of the piping bag. Simon, do you want to do a swirl?
Do you know how to do a professional swirl?
Simon has watched so many swirls of mine. Come on, dude.
I've seen videos on how you teach people to make the perfect cupcake swirl.
Oh, that is so cool.
I'll try.
You go for it.
No pressure.
Oh, you've got lots of support. Clem is vouching for you, so like.
He's got the right swirl going.
Got it.
And while Simon is doing the perfect swirl for us, if you're feeling inspired to create something incredible, well then make sure that you enter the Golden Baker Search, the Junior Edition. We are looking for 5 of South Africa's best baking duos to compete in the finale. And here is how you enter. Look at that. Okay.
Golden Cloud and Beacon are on the search for South Africa's best baking duo this holiday season. So grab your son, daughter, grandchild, nephew or niece and start creating in the kitchen. To enter, look out for our weekly holiday baking inspiration on air and on our social pages. Then create your own special bake with Golden Cloud and Beacon treats, take a picture and share it on the Golden Baker Search Junior Edition competition post on the Expresso Facebook or Twitter pages or on our website using the hashtag Golden Baker Search, and tell us why you are SA's best baking duo. You could be one of the 5 finalists competing on TV for the grand prize worth 35,000 Rand. Let's create together with the Golden Baker Search Junior Edition on Expresso Morning Show. Brought to you by Golden Cloud and Beacon. Entries close on the 18th of December. 5 finalists, 1 winning duo to be crowned live on Expresso.
We're back in your Feel Good Breakfast Show with the Bottervier Marimba Band. Now, the first performance was absolutely amazing. I thought it was Tweede Nuwe Jaar. This is going to be an absolutely incredible one as well because they're taking on an Emo Adams song called Liefling, and Cassidy Adams has got the vocals covered. They came second in the Virtual International Marimba and Steel Pan Festival just last year. This year, as this performance will show you, they're heading for the #1 spot.
Waar is jy, liefling? Waar is jy vanaand? Wat is die lewe sonder jou? Die lewe is so eensaam nou. By die waterval het ons mekaar ontmoet. Jy is die een so na my smaak. Nou het jy my verlaat. Ja, die lewe was so wonderlik. Ons was so gelukkig saam. Jy is die een na wie ek verlang, my soetste liefling. Vergeet maar die verlede en kom bou toch jou toekoms saam met my, saam met my. En gee ons liefde maar net nog een kans om jou liefde terug te wees. Waar is jy, liefling? Waar is jy vanaand? Wat is die lewe sonder jou? Die lewe is so eensaam nou. By die waterval het ons mekaar ontmoet. Jy is die een so na my smaak. Nou het jy my verlaat. Ja, die lewe was so wonderlik. Ons was so gelukkig saam. Jy is die een na wie ek
Can I just say something, right? Us short people, we know how to win stuff. Hey, hello. The Botterfield Marimba Band, they've been absolutely incredible. Make some noise for them, actually. They are absolutely great. Wow. And they're coming for the #1 spot this weekend at the Virtual International Marimba and Steel Pan Festival. Don't miss it on YouTube as well as the Facebook page. It's called Education Africa. Good luck, guys. Thank you. Yes. Lovely.
Morning, Mom. Look what we made for breakfast. Pizza. Hey, Mom. I'll see you soon. How many of these are we going to do?
Right.
Right.
Love you, Mom.
Love you guys. The illness insurance I took out is really going to help now.
Old Mutual's illness insurance pays out a single amount of up to 6 million rand for whatever you and your family might need while you recover.
Sorry, Mom.
Make great financial decisions for you and your family and earn Old Mutual rewards points.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, and you are just in time because it's time for us to unlock Red this summer with Vodacom's Red plans and amazing Black Friday deals. Now, with up to 70% off smartphones, laptops, fiber, and more, and that is every weekend this November. That just sounds amazing.
It is. It's like you want to make like an ad about it. You want to go, Vodacom is giving away 10 gigs of data each week for the month of November. Now, this week we asked you to tell us what you love most about Black Friday, and let's take a look at some of the comments that have been flashed on social media, of course, and received before we announce this week's lucky winner. Let's start off with you, Zoe. What do you have there?
Okay, well, Nokutula Carolyn Lubisi says the stores have great deals and it's an opportunity to do early Christmas shopping. The stores also have extended trading hours to accommodate those who couldn't go earlier. I love that.
It is very, very intuitive. I like it. Okay, connect to it. Then Raisa Rhoda saying this: I love Black Friday because it means sale, sale, sale.
Yes.
I agree with you. It's month end and meat is always a good price. Every month is a sale, but only Black Friday gives you that good price.
It certainly does. It really drives us all a little bit crazy. And now it's also time for us to reveal the lucky winner. Can we get a drum roll, please? Congratulations to Zanri Everson.
Yes!
Woo!
Well done, Zanri! We love you so much. All right, so here's Zanri's comment. Zanri said, I love that everything is on special, and if you were lucky enough to have saved throughout the year for this day, then you can buy a lot of stuff with a little money. That's planning.
That is absolute planning, because if you think about it, if you put a little bit away, leading up to November, that's January all the way through to October, that is 10 months of some money that you now have to spend and enjoy.
And that's the whole vibe. So well done, Zanri. That's actually cool, and you gave us some education. Save up if you are going to take part in Black Friday. The deals are amazing. And do remember, you can win 10 gigabytes each week this November with Vodacom, so don't miss out on next week's competition question because we want you to win this Black Friday.
Unlock Black Friday deals with Vodacom every weekend this November, with up to 70% off smartphones, laptops, fiber, and more. Don't miss out. Further together, Vodacom.
It's time for your national headlines. Let's start off with your national news. The Monetary Policy Committee of the SA Reserve Bank yesterday lifted the bank's key lending rate by 25 basis points to 3.75%, taking the prime rate to 7.75%. Reserve Bank Governor Lesetja Kganyago said the country's expected growth rate has been adjusted slightly downwards due to the impact, among other matters, the July riots. He said the riots, along with the pandemic and ongoing power outages, would have a lasting impact on investment confidence and job creation. And staying with local news, Deputy President David Mabuza says ways must be found to build new power stations. Mabuza was answering questions before the National Council of Provinces. He says Eskom needs a partner and proposes that 3 to 4 power stations be built to stabilize the country's power supply. He says that although independent power producers contribute to the network, it's not sufficient to stop interruptions. His message to Eskom is improve maintenance and minimize power outages. He said the future of the country's economy depended on a reliable source of power. And now we move to news abroad. Iraq has summoned its cultural attaché in Beirut to investigate the alleged sale of hundreds of fake Lebanese university degrees to Iraqis, including MPs. At least 3 private Lebanese universities are implicated. Lebanese authorities have also launched an investigation into degrees sold to Iraqis enrolled in remote learning courses. Several MPs and high-ranking officials paid between $5,000 for a master's degree and $10,000 for a PhD, mainly in religious subjects. The Islamic University of Lebanon has reportedly sacked its president and 4 heads of department over the scandal. And staying with news abroad, security forces in Uganda have fatally wounded a Muslim cleric accused of working with an armed group linked to suicide bombings in the capital, Kampala. Officials said Sheikh Mohammed Abbas Kirivu had been recruiting for cells run by the Allied Democratic Forces, rebels with an allegiance to the Islamic State group. At least 4 people were killed by suicide motorbike attacks on Tuesday. More than 30 others were injured in the attack, for which IS claimed responsibility. And next, a country's major efforts to protect its workers. Now, the city of Cape Town earlier this year was voted best city for remote working, to add to its list of titles after making it to Big 7 Travel's top 50 of the best places to remote work in 2021. Now, as the COVID-19 crisis hit employees across the globe, they had to adjust to work from home as governments imposed national-wide lockdowns. Excuse me, and that is to curb the spread of the deadly virus. And according to the McKinsey Global Institute, it's likely to continue along other pandemic paces. That's why I leave your morning headlines for now. Here's a look at your sport.
Thanks a lot, so let's take a look at the sporting action for the morning in your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And starting with rugby, South Africa take on England in a replay of the 2019 Rugby World Cup. The Boks are aiming to beat England in London for the first time since 2014 and are hoping to end their Northern Hemisphere tour unbeaten for the first time since 2013. Now, Jacques Nienaber's men overcame Scotland in the last game, while England saw off Australia. Now, Director of Rugby Rassie Erasmus will not be involved at all in the game after being suspended by World Rugby for misconduct. Erasmus has been suspended with immediate effect from all rugby activities for 2 months and suspended from all matchday activities with immediate effect until 30 September 2022. Over to some football. Liverpool and Arsenal clash in the standout Premier League clash of the weekend, with the sides 4th and 5th on the table. Now, the Reds, they lost 3-2 to West Ham last time out, while the Gunners picked up a 1-0 win that was against Watford. Depending on other results, Liverpool could move up to 2nd with a win, while Arsenal will leapfrog Liverpool with just 3 points. And other standout games see Chelsea take on Leicester, while Man City are at home against Everton. On to some local football. Cape Town City City will be the next team to try and halt the juggernaut that is Mamelodi Sundowns. Now, Downs come into the match with 8 wins from 9 matches and are yet to concede a single goal. Now, City, meanwhile, are down in the 9th, and but do have a better, better over their opponents. That's the head-to-head results and those clashes, having won 5 encounters compared to 4 for the Brazilians. Now, other matches to keep an eye on. See Orlando Pirates await Golden Arrows, and then SuperSport host Maruma Gallants, and then you've got Kaizer Chiefs. They'll face Maritzburg United. And what a hotly contested race. I can tell you this is going to be incredible F1. Now, with just 3 races left this season, the F1 Roadshow heads to Qatar for the first time ever, with Max Verstappen leading the driver's standings by 14 points. His main rival, Lewis Hamilton, will go into the weekend with a spring in his step after his historic win in Brazil last time out. Now, this could be a pivotal weekend in the title race with 78 points still available. If Verstappen wins in Qatar, with Hamilton second, the Dutchman can afford to finish second to the Briton at the final 2 races and still win the title. That's a wrap of your sporting action. Let's take a peek at the weather. Let's take a peek and let's start off. Inclement weather conditions in Egypt have caused the deaths of 3 people and injured hundreds because of hordes of venomous scorpions were roused out of their hiding places and into the streets and homes, driving rain, dust storms and snow in the southern city of Aswan last week. Drove out scorpions as well as snakes. Now, those injured are being treated in hospitals and in medical centers in more remote areas. Health officials have even called in doctors who are on vacation to help treat the influx of patients. Meanwhile, residents have been instructed to remain indoors. Aswan's Governor Ashraf Attia has also limited traffic, closing local highways to prevent accidents due to less mobility in the rain. The Egyptian fat-tailed scorpion, a species found throughout northern Africa, has been described as one of the most deadly in the world. Now, moving on to the sunrise photos we receive regularly via the Expresso Facebook page. Linda Morris from Belito starts our 7 a.m. update of the breathtaking view overlooking the ocean, showing off a sky full of stunning colors, and that's blending into one another. Now, a wallpaper for sure. Now, Dudley Cork from Woodbridge Island, Milnerton, captured this bright and bold image as the sun comes up over the area. What a beautiful spot to start your day. Thanks a lot, Dudley, for that. And the thing is, if you've got a sunrise photo anywhere, I wanted you to post it up on the Expresso Facebook page. We'd love to see how you start your day so you can start our day in your Feel Good Breakfast Show. As we get on to some of the temperatures you can expect across the country. Now, Polokwane, goeiemorgen, good morning. 15 is your minimum to a high of 24 degrees Celsius. Bombela, you can expect 15, but you're up to 17 a tad later. Pretoria, good morning to you. A 55% chance of thunder showers for you. 29 is your max. Johannesburg, 14, and you jump to 28 degrees Celsius. Also, a 55% chance of thunder showers for you. Mahikeng, you're very hot later. 34 is your max from a low of 15. Klerksdorp, 13 to 34 today. Kimberley, shining bright like a diamond, as you always do, 11 to 28. Bloemfontein, 27 is the max, and you start your day with 7. Richards Bay, you wake up to 15, but you're up to 19 later. There is a 55% chance of rain in your area. Chance is even better in Pietermaritzburg, 88%. 11 is your minimum to a high of 18. Then Durban, 17 to 21 for you today. Umtata, 6 to 21. East London, 22 is the high from a low of 13. Kraddock, 7 to 24. A 25% chance of precipitation in Gqeberha. You'll have 13 this morning, rising to 21. George, 11 to 19. Cape Town, 17 is your low to a high of 21 degrees Celsius. Worcester, you wake up to just 9 degrees, but you thaw out to 25. Sutherland, 6 is your minimum to a maximum of 21. And then Uppington, 15, and you jump up to 31 this afternoon. That's a wrap of the temperatures, the sunrise photos, and your weather news. Another update in 1 hour on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And of course, so much more to take you into your weekend.
Well, you know what? 1 down, 2 more to go. And when you're on the grind, there's no time to stop. So keep doing the most and turn up your world with a sip up. Now, Saturday saw the first of a few epic sip up to level up events that took place in Durban. And here's a short snippet of what went down.
3, 2, 1, sip up! Make some noise for the riders and skateboarders, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sam Kamalo. We are here in Durban North Beach, having a good time at the Clover Level Up with Sip Up. Some of the homies came through. We had DJ Speedster here. Where you at? We had Kool Ngubane, one of your favorites from Durban. We had amazing BMXers out here killing it. These guys were doing the things, you know what I'm saying? Clover, Sip Up, that's why we're here. North Beach, we'll see you at the next stop.
Oh, that was epic.
That was amazing. But if you're having FOMO right now, don't be, because stay tuned to Sip Up social media pages for more into the next Sip Up to Level Up events coming to a venue near you over the next few weeks.
If you happen to find yourself in Cape Town on 4 December, which is the only place you should be in December, then I'm going to tell you now, you're not going to miss out on any of the action. It's going to happen for you. Now, did you know that you can level up with Sip Up by customizing your own prizes, and you can stand a chance of actually winning them, which is so cool.
That
so,
is
4 December.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All you have to do is now enter is to simply purchase a 250-gram Sip Up in store, and then you dial *120 *6652 hash to enter. Now you could win those customized prizes that ranges from fashion to music and sport, and the grand prize that's up for grabs. You want to know what that is?
Yes, please. Yes, what is it? What is this prize?
It is a customized iPhone 12 and PS5. Now that's how you level up.
What? Are you saying that this can get me the closer? Hold on, just give me a second. Maybe
We'll
it's
get
in
you there
here.
in a flash.
Hold on, let's try.
Does it add
You
a few
shouldn't be waiting.
centimeters?
Yo, that's a shoot. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, so I know what you're waiting for. Go on, get entering and Sip Up to level up your game. T's and C's can be found on clover.co.za. Sip Up, dude.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You are live with Expresso as we launch into the second hour of the show and turn now to a vitally important topic. Now, it's going to get a little bit dark, but we need to talk about this factor. Now, since 2005, the Gender Dynamics organization has worked incredibly hard to try to understand and address the needs of transgender and gender diverse people in South Africa and our surrounding regions. Now, the last time we connected with them was for International Transgender Day of Visibility, and that was at the end of March. And while this day is marked to celebrate the contributions of transgender people in society, tomorrow is the 20th of November, which carries a whole different significance. It's marked as the annual Transgender Day of Remembrance, a rather more somber commemoration of the lives that have been lost in acts of anti-transgender violence, because lives are being lost every day. Now, joining us from Gender Dynamics to chat a little bit more about this are Liberty Matthys, Ganyasila Phillips, and Zoe Ahmed. Thank you so much for joining us. Looking spectacular as always, but there is a dark underpinning, like many of these days. I know we've experienced, obviously, the Poppy Festival in the United Kingdom. It's wonderful to have these days of commemoration, of celebration of lives, but underpinning that is a loss of life, a tragic, unforgivable loss of life. Maybe you can explain to us a bit more about the relevance of this day and why it was set up.
Certainly, Graham. And I think looking back to March of this year, where we had Transgender Day of Visibility and just celebrating the resilient narratives of trans and gender diverse persons, this particular day then works in tandem with that one in the sense of really commemorating what societies are doing to transgender persons and gender diverse persons. The day was started in 1999. Of course, there is awareness around what the negative impact is of social stigma, discrimination, and how it often leads to brutal violence against trans and gender diverse persons. I mean, we're looking at people like Phoebe Titus, who was stabbed to death simply for going to the tuck shop. David O'Lane, that was burned alive by a group of persons within the space that they were existing. And so it just cuts to the heart of how society continues to hate people like us and how much we still need to do in order to shift hearts and minds on the particular matter. And so each year we come together, we commemorate the lives lost of persons within our communities, and we use it as an advocacy opportunity to really bring awareness at a societal level as well as at a policy and leadership level as to what needs to shift within the country and globally to take us forward. The hate crimes bill that we are looking towards for our protection in this country is still sitting in Parliament, and we are asking when is it going to be passed.
Literally, lives are on the line.
Exactly.
You use the word hatred. I think for me, anyone who is on any phase of their transgender journey right now is unfortunately a part of this factor that we're seeing globally, where we are almost struggling with our own identity as a species after COVID. And thankfully now there has been a very strong spotlight cast on I think every sector of society, but it's helping me, and I'll often have this conversation when I'm trying to get someone to understand privilege and what it means to live a life of privilege as opposed to live a life where just by being who you are, your life is not just in, obviously going to be impacted by negative factors, but in danger. Can you see that? Maybe you can paint, and I know we're going to get quite dark with this, but just how difficult has it been for you personally to walk this journey that you have been on and take it to that dark extreme? How many people are losing their lives in this country purely based on the fact that they are living the life that they have to live?
Graham, thank you so much for this opportunity. I think this day, as Liberty has mentioned, is an important day for us as a trans and gender diverse community. I think it's worthy to note that we as a transgender community in South Africa have, and we are experiencing greater visibility within spaces. However, we and our lives are still very much characterized by excessive forms of stigma, discrimination, and violence. And systemic inequality. And so I think that this leads us to, the lack of legal protection that there is in the country. And so we as a community and as Gender Dynamics are working tirelessly to combat that and to work towards greater inclusion for us as transgender diverse communities. But like I said, Graham, that when we look at, the lack of legal protection for us as transgender diverse persons, this has adverse effects on our community. When we look at bullying, harassment, we look at inaccess to services based on the fact that we are identifying outside of that gender binary. I think our lives are constantly at risk. And so looking at it from, a personal experience, I think I have been through a lot, but I think there's most out there that's been through the worst.
What does that mean for you on a daily basis? I'm recovering from a back injury, so every morning I've got to go through this list of like, okay, get yourself out of bed, okay, warm yourself up, do this. For you, what is your life like with these challenges every day? Is it something that's always present? Are there ever moments where you get to just tap out and just be?
I think when we look at it, some of us may be in a position where we have been able to, legally amend our sex marker on our IDs, but for a greater part of it, we are constantly judged, constantly looked at in a way where we have to explain ourselves, where we have to say that, you know what, I am here, but, society would rather have us erased from spaces, would rather have us, speak to keep our mouths instead of, being visible and being vocal and speaking, and raising our voices in spaces. Society would rather have us, in a lot of cases, like Liberty has mentioned, the social exclusion that we're experiencing in communities, in our workplaces, that a lot of us don't have access to, places of higher learning because of who we are and how we identify.
Well, just imagine all of those people watching right now and how it's driving the stake in, because there's over 1 million people getting this message right now. So it's not just about awareness, it's about actually driving change, about creating momentum in that space. What can we do to support you, and what does your community need to do to embrace the opportunity of today?
I think that's a very, very insightful question, because whenever we're talking about access and inclusion and equity, what do we mean? You spoke around privilege. The majority of us, we are sitting today, it's privilege and access. But then we're looking around people in communities where they don't have access to taxi fare to the city. So whenever we're looking around raising voices, GDX is working around strengthening communities who are disadvantaged in terms of looking around economical issues, in terms around psychosocial support, in terms around just care, healthcare services. So we're trying to advance the health rights for the trans and gender diverse persons who are on the ground, who are just struggling to have bread, who are sleeping in the street. Yes, the basic needs.
Human rights.
So yeah, for us, so we're working around strengthening that funds. And we are working around strengthening the trans voices at an international level, looking around Zimbabwe, for instance. I'm basically from Zimbabwe, where it's the country where there is no law and policies that support trans bodies and LGBTI people. So you're looking at that people, they are living in fear because there is brutality, there is...
Absolutely.
Yes, so the laws are uncertain. So we're trying to advance the rights by creating sensitization trainings for the people, by strengthening advocates' work at that level.
I love it. I love the fact that you're being so proactive in this space despite the challenges that you face on a daily basis. Thank you so much. Once again, I ask you just to think about all of the naysayers having to watch this right now and see what you're doing. Spreading this word to millions, and we're going to continue to do that this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to get into one way that we can all be very proactive, the National Conference on Trans and Gender Diverse Inclusive Education. It's going to be hosted by Gender Dynamics, and we will give you all of the details in just a moment.
You know, I love that conversation, and it will continue throughout the show, so stick around for that. But you know, the one beautiful thing that connects us, unites us, is actually food. So we all love a good home-cooked lasagna, served with some crusty garlic bread. It sounds great, but hear this. What happens? I'm almost going to cry. When you combine the two, be prepared and be amazed as this incredible chef, Chef Chumi, right, shows us how to make a garlic bread lasagna. Yes, I said it. Must I echo it? Garlic bread lasagna. Yeah. It's the best thing since sliced bread. Chef Chumi!
How's it going? It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show. I'm happy to be here.
I can tell. You must sing the jingle often.
I'm trying to get a contract. I'm trying to get my big boss to perhaps hear my voice.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah? Ask away.
This is a garlic bread lasagna.
Yes, you said it right. You heard it right.
This is so carby. I'm changing my name to Carb Wasty. Now.
Oh, that actually works better than Carl. I love that.
Right?
Carb wasty.
I am now carb wasty.
Don't waste any carbs and slice up my bread for
I will. So how would you like me to slice your bread?
Slice it thinly.
Yes.
Lengthwise.
Thinly, lengthwise. How many slices lengthwise?
Slice it in half.
Just
lengthwise,
in half. And then?
Cut it into thirds.
Okay, cool. Into thirds, you
into
say.
Thirds.
Not two. Twos. Thirds.
Not ones, not
Fourths.
twos, but threes.
Okay, got you. Let's go. All
Awesome.
right.
To start off our lasagna, Ellie
Yes.
lasagna starts with a beautiful base.
I got you.
Bolognese sauce. sauce, you know, that red mincy sauce that starts with tomatoes and all of that. So I'm going to fry up our mince, make sure it's nice and golden brown, and then we're going to go in with our spices and our seasoning. And to start it off, actually, let me go in with our oregano, which is
Italian.
You know, most it's always in
Italian.
The cooking thing.
That's what you're looking for. Perfect. Halves.
Well done.
You're welcome. You said thirds, eh?
Thirds.
I got you.
And then into this, I'm going in with my tomato paste. Whenever you're making a bolognese sauce, please remember that there is a bit of tanginess in it, right?
Yes.
If you're going to be using some tomato paste or anything like that.
I got you.
A touch of sugar is necessary.
You said necessary?
It's very necessary. Add it in there. Put it just so that it balances. It balances your flavors.
You say.
And does what you need to make sure that your sauce is delicious and all of that goodness. So I'm busy adding here. I'm just adding. I'm putting in salt. I'm putting
You know what?
in sugar.
All of the I remember all the quantities, right? You just went add. So it's 3 adds. And an add is a pinch, right? Cool. Got you.
3 is a crowd.
It is indeed.
We're doing it in the 3s.
Okay, already. So when you hit oregano in there and you're hitting a little olive oil, and I'm smelling that, it's Italian to me. Now you just added. I'm assuming you got the can of chopped tomatoes that you've chosen there. Perfect.
Yes.
And now you're putting
the garlic part to our garlic bread lasagna.
Sorry. I'm salivating. This is what Carb Wasty does when doing a recipe like garlic bread lasagna.
So that garlic butter that you'd normally have, what we're putting here is we've got some garlic, we've got some parsley as well, and I've also used a bit of our Clover Classic fat spread.
Thank you so much,
What you're going to do with this part is you're going to brush this amazingness right over that. Once you've done that, you're going to layer it here. In fact, I'm not even going to wait for this to melt too much because I just want it to be spreadable.
Spreadable, you say?
To be spreadable.
Okay, cool. Got you.
Do your thing.
And then we go, are we doing this? So this is Clover Classic spread, eh? So we're going to do that. Okay. Love
it over and then use the spoon. While you're doing that, I'm going to finish up our mince here.
I'm on it.
The whole idea.
We are a team.
With this bolognese sauce, you do want it to cook down for probably at least an hour and a half. But we don't got that time here. So ideally, look at it. It's cooked, guys. Ooh. Imagine it's cooked. It's cooked down for about an hour.
I'm imagining right now.
Once it's cooked down, time. Leia. Do your thing.
Okay. I usually start with sauce first. Okay, you do your thing. How do you like it?
Pagat.
Yes, pagat.
Once you pagati there, I pagati my mince.
You know what I like there? I like that you picked up that pan like it was nothing.
One chef that I like to cook with called Chef Charge, he calls it asbestos hands. So I can feel nothing no more, you know. So
okay, so we're layering. We got the layer on.
You've got the idea,
and then we finish off. So we got. I see this is cheese sauce over here as well. So we're doing. Do we do it? Just do the cheese.
Do the cheese dance, please. That's the only way to make this work.
ExpressoShow.com. Grab the ingredients. While we complete this, you're going to see a finished product on your screen in the next couple of seconds, and then rush to the website and go try it at home. Garlic bread lasagna. If you've done anything that's made you extra hungry, this is for you.
There is a classic mayonnaise that brings out the traditional French in 3 levels of tanginess. The mild classic, the medium classic, the strong classic. Tangy, the way you love it.
Made with love by Clover. Oh, you can make my day.
More color on your plate means more wholesome benefits. So turn your meals into a balanced plate with Cool 5 a day. Eat better and stand a chance to win 5,000 Rand daily. Buy any 3 Cool products, dial *120 *1987 hash or WhatsApp Cool 5 a day to 072 741 5357 and follow the prompts to enter. Cool uzogcwala.
simple as CBD should be.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we rejoin a vitally important conversation this morning and look ahead to International Transgender Day of Remembrance. And that's taking place tomorrow, which is the 20th of November. And the Gender Dynamics organization, who are doing phenomenal work within their community, is using this occasion to host their national conference on trans and gender diverse inclusive education, which should probably be a part of all staple education right now. And joining us again to share more on what will take place during this two-day event is Kanyesile Phillips, and this time joined by Anil Paravatan. I hope I said your name right.
Perfect.
Oh, yes, and then Liberty as well has continued to join us. Thank you so much for joining us on a vitally important day. Anil, how important is education, and education at the right time? Because I keep thinking, are we too late to go back and change a grown adult who has misconceptions? Does the power rest in my 4-year-old boy and me having that conversation and getting him to understand that? Where is education in this mix, and how does this come to bear in the conference?
So I think definitely, I mean, it's continuing education throughout the entire education system, and then into the kind of continuing professional development that professionals are engaged in. So yes, I think it's a lot easier for kids. These days there's a lot more awareness around trans issues, and certainly my kids know about gender diversity. It's a common thing in schools. There are trans, they go to school with trans kids. I think it's easier for the younger generation to work with this because they have information earlier.
And a lot less baggage.
But it is never too late to learn. And I think, I mean, one of our focuses with the conference is obviously the university curricula and how that equips professionals to be able to go out into the world and basically be not just aware of how to work with trans and gender diverse people, but basically to be advocates for human rights and inclusivity, which is such a vital issue in our country at the moment. So if you look at for example, access to healthcare, which is a big focus of ours. We need nurses, doctors, psychologists, social workers who are going to go out there and advocate for the rights of their clients and who are going to be able to make a change in the world. And I think that's what's vital in the university curricula. And then looking into continuing professional development, which we also do training courses in, particularly for healthcare providers. You know, there's been so many developments in understanding trans identities and gender diversity in the last 10 years. If you are a doctor or a psychologist who qualified 10 or 15 years ago, you need an update because the science has moved on and the research has moved on and our understandings have moved on. So it's all the way through.
And I understand it's a spectrum, and you have to hope that we are on an upward trajectory. I know often before things become better, they get worse. And it does kind of feel like that in all areas of inclusion, that we are being forced to recalibrate at the moment, but maybe that's a good thing. It's one thing in principle, Kanyesile, saying I'm going to change a person's mindset. It's another thing actually achieving that. So how are you and the speakers at the conference going to be attempting to get this message across?
I think the importance of the conference is the main focuses of the conference would be to create safe spaces for trans and gender diverse voices that can be the center of the conference. Not necessarily, looking at the broader community, but specifically looking at students and the lived realities of students. I think it's also important to note that we would like to, trouble the cis-heteronormative, foundations on which the education system is built. In addition to that, we are envisioning to present research that speaks to the situation of trans and gender diverse students within the country. Recently, we managed to do a research roadshow to about 9 universities within the country, and the situation is dire. So that kind of data is what we would like to, present, and that research is what we would like to present. That speaks to specifically to institutional structures, that specifically speak to institutional practices and policies. And in addition to that, that speaks to the services that is rendered for trans and gender diverse persons within higher education spaces, or the lack thereof. I think that's some of the, the focuses of our conference, but more so also to facilitate, a dialogue between, strategic policymakers, policy influencers, as well as our transgender diverse community. And like I said, specifically our transgender diverse students that will be occupying the spaces of the panels, that will be, the voices that will be moderating these conversations. So I think that's more important to highlight. It's also to map out to which extent, gains have been made for us to be included in these spaces over these few years. Obviously, looking at the work that Gender Dynamics has done, the advocacy work that we've done, we've worked tirelessly, but we haven't worked alone. Yeah. We have worked with many other partners towards social inclusion, but also towards, inclusion in higher education and basic education to better the situation for our siblings.
And you've built momentum. You've actually, surely looking back now, you must really take on board that every time we see you, you've taken a significant step forward and you've achieved more. This is a little lesson here in privilege, and I use this, and I'm going to probably poke the bee's nest, the difference between Black Lives Matter and All Lives Matter. Yes, okay, we get it. Now, I want that person to understand it. It feels like to me, never mind excelling, just to exist, you've got to go through a process. Before you even start thinking about getting good grades, about excelling, about picking the right career, about finding the right partner, all of those things that we just take for granted. If right now you take any of those things for granted, you're privileged. That's the bottom line. To have to work from that disadvantage. What do you need then? Let's get practical for a second. The next 10 people that you encounter today, what do you need from them to make you feel a little more comfortable in your own world? Not that I think you need to feel more comfortable, because I think you're pretty solid.
I think that you're speaking to the issue around allyship and supporting trans and gender diverse persons to be able to affirm ourselves within society. But I think in tying back to the fact that we are existing in multiple parallel universes across this country, even in this very city, we've got community members that are living under a bridge, where we have other community members that are accessing higher education. And a key question that has been asked in a country like South Africa, where there's such stark levels of inequality, how do we ensure that we can hold space and create space in different ways?
All of that,
marginalized communities being able to access basic education with the aim of excelling and succeeding needs transformation within that system. Of course, when that person steps into higher education, what does that mean in terms of, as Kanyisile was pointing out, curriculum transformation, practice changes that would ensure that people can actually accomplish what they need to accomplish in terms of obtaining their degrees or their qualifications to excel within society. But coming to the issue around allyship, I think that there are different ways in which we can think about it. It can either be an ally that stands in front, that is going to be the voice for the community, which we are saying no, we can be our own voice, an ally standing next to, that accompanies, and there's definitely value add for that in being able to hold space. But most of the time, we just need people to support us from the back and say, if you ever need our support in opening up space, we are here, but you are the ones that's going to be leading the change with your own voices within particular spaces. this. If there are people that are sitting with closed hearts and closed minds, it's really about educating yourself at a personal level, in becoming capable of understanding. And we are all marginalized in different ways, whether it is gender identity, sexual orientation, gender, whether it's on the basis of citizenship status. How we hold that collectively becomes the solution in pushing forward in solidarity.
It starts with empowering from within, which I think you guys are really getting right. So thank you so much for fighting tirelessly on behalf of your fraternity, your family, ultimately, in this space. And I've just got to say that, being slightly older, looking back, we always think it's impossible to see these changes. If you knew the South Africa that I knew in 1993, you would have thought it's impossible to get to where we are now, but we know as South Africans things can change, but it starts with the right conversation and, of course, very, very powerful advocates going out and doing what they do every day. So thank you so much for joining us, and we'll keep the details of that conference up on our social media pages so you can start your role in this narrative as well.
Oh, thanks, G-Man. Well, you know what? It is the weekend, and we know that there is nothing smoother than a Tropica to get you into a smooth weekend vibe. But it's even, I mean, what is a Friday without our smooth or not smooth challenge? And we're going to do things a little bit differently this morning, because usually we would look for a new Tropica smooth champion of folks, and today it is a little bit different. We have Manila Von Tees in studio to show us a little bit of a movement. And when I say us, I actually just mean Wasty. I feel like you need to wear some sparkle. I've already been gifted some, and I feel like to complete your outfit,
yeah,
you need to wear some sparkle.
And most of the movements are...
Thank you so much. I just want to thank you. The opportunity to be guided by Manila Von Tees. I am humbled, to say the least. Guide me, please.
No, awesome. So I will teach you, basically teach you the basic 8 count of a drag queen.
An 8 count?
Well, it's 2 8 counts. I call it the basic 8 count.
The basic, okay.
So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
and 7, and 8. Wow. Shantae, you stay.
Then you go.
Sure. Do you want me to go?
Yeah,
So basically what you're saying is, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. And 8, like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I don't know why. I'm sorry. It's a reaction to this. I'm so sorry. Okay, that's good. Right. I'm feeling it.
Okay.
I don't know why I put my look now as well.
Can we have some beats? Some beats. Okay.
Oh, okay, that's... Okay,
get into it.
I'm just feeling it.
5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Okay.
Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Just...
Whoa! No, sorry, the kick at the end, I'm sorry. It comes over me and I can't control it. I'm sorry, I blacked out. What happened? All right, so shall I do it in a way that I would... Okay, so
let's show
off the sparkle.
Curtains open, and you are ready to go. In 5, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sha, 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 sha. 10 more counts after the 8 counts.
Sorry, you see, I got lost. Where am I?
But that's why you should be in drag. I need to put you in drag.
All right, I'm ready for it. Anytime you're ready, Carla Tasty is ready.
Carla Tasty, Manila Von Tees.
But everything is, why is everything regarding to food? Carb, Wasty,
Carla Tasty. You know why? Because if music is the food of life, let it play on. That's, you see. That's right. Woo! All right.
Listen.
Zoe, sashay away.
Okay, well, before I sashay away, the competition, it is tough So, of course, remember, it is all about our Tropica Smooth Vogue champion. You can visit our social medias and leave your comments. Give the two of them some feedback on how amazing they were. I think it is unbelievable what you two did. Smooth. You're both smooth, in my opinion.
Thank you. Ooh, it's a bit thirsty.
You want some Tropica?
Yeah, thank you. Some Tropica.
Let's get you two.
That's fine.
Tropica. I think you need a sachet out of here.
Okay. Oh, thank you very much. I love the yellow one. That's it.
Let's do it again.
Denzel takes his girlfriend out to propose to her. Smooth. He opens the box to give her the diamond ring and drops it. Not smooth. Still on his knees. He hears her saying,
Yes, Denzel.
I do.
Nothing smoother.
Tropica.
Made with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. We are back in the kitchen, and we've given that good old Cara tin tuna a bit of a refresh this morning with a very tasty and a quite simple, I'm told, lunch or maybe dinner option. It's crunchy summer veggie rolls. And Chef Clem and Gert Leroux, the aquaculture and fisheries specialist at Woolies, are in the kitchen and are ready to talk to us about the Woolies pole and line caught tuna. I'm getting a bit dreamy. Gert, you can see the dreamy look in my eyes. It's because I'm looking at the premium range of tunas there. Like, I didn't know that you could elevate something that I've eaten so much of in my life
to such a high
to
level.
that level. It's like the wagyu tuna.
Can we say that? Can we call it the wagyu of tuna?
It's very buttery, mate. So I think we can probably go there. Yeah.
It's so delicious, and until you taste it, you won't understand the difference and just how amazing
it's magical. Gert, you guys, you've done good with that.
Thank you very much, mate.
You absolutely smashed it. Okay, so before we chat, get us started here, because we've got what looks like the most healthy ingredients that we've had in the kitchen for a long time.
You know, it's
seasons are changing. It's getting hotter. You don't want to spend time in the kitchen for ages. So when you have something like this, which is light, fresh, and delicious, everyone's going to be happy. We're going to do like a spring roll wrap, but it's a summer roll because it's actually like just a rice paper wrapper. We're not going to fry it, not going to do anything. It is so good putting the tuna in there. It is so delicious, light, perfect for the
nice
season.
and light, and you can have as many as you desire.
You can have as many as you like.
Okay, so you crack on. You get going. Oh, you're busy blooming your sheets there. Nice.
Nice. But talk to Kat because I'm so inspired by...
So am I. We've had a front row seat to the amazing... how far you guys have come in the last 10 years in terms of being sustainable. But I want you to talk to me about World Fisheries Day and how you guys ensure that the fish that you are giving us has been responsibly and consciously sourced.
Graham, well, Woolworths implemented a dedicated seafood sustainability program in 2008. It's called Fishing for the Future. And it's through that program that we ensure that all the seafood we sell and we source and we sell has the most positive environmental, social and economic impacts possible, and that strives to minimize negative impacts. And we also work with a number of NGOs active in the seafood sustainability movement, including third-party certification schemes, the World Wildlife Fund and the Global Tuna Alliance. Effectively for us, every day is World Fisheries Day.
I love that, and we get to benefit from that. And I love the fact that you're approaching it from multiple angles. It's about empowering the fishermen. It's about making sure that you are not adding extra strain onto a system that has already been strained beyond probably what we are able to fix, but it's a massive step in the right direction. So we applaud you for that. The food is also delicious. It's absolutely beautiful. The tuna, out of this world. So talk me through the range of tunas that you guys are currently giving us.
Graham, well, there's 7 principal market tunas. Of those, 3 are commonly used for canning and preserving. If you look at the tuna that we have here today, the canned tuna is skipjack tuna. The tuna in the glass jars are albacore tuna. So both those species are polar line caught, so they're effectively caught one by one. It's one of the most environmentally friendly catching methods out there, and all our tuna is also caught by small-scale fishermen. And then if you look globally in terms of catch composition, around 60% of all the tunas caught are skipjack tuna. The albacore is much more rarer, so it's only about 4% of all the tunas caught globally.
Oh, wow. Wow.
You know, I'm taking those 3 things home with me. You know what I love about the way that you're looking at Kat right now is like, you're going to pass this off as your own intellectual property the next time we do a cooking segment. You're going to start telling me about tuna and stories about albacore, and I'm going to be like, wow.
The one thing I love about albacore, and I've got this little jingle in my head, 1 hook, 1 line, 1 fish at a time.
Yeah.
And I love that. It's a little jingle. It sounds silly, but it's what we actually need to do to make sure that our grandkids, even our kids, we're not even that far off, can actually eat the fish that we enjoy today.
I have eaten my body weight 10 times over in tuna because it was the original protein. Before we had protein shakes, I'm giving my age away, we had tuna and eggs, basically. The fact that we are going to these links obviously means that there is a reason. Just how bad is the global situation when it comes to tuna? Why are you guys so motivated to be so responsible, to take it to the degree that you have?
I think the first thing to say, it's not bad at all. It's actually doing pretty good. So if you look at global tuna stocks, around 65% of all global tuna stocks are healthy.
Oh, brilliant.
23% is at an intermediate level, so they require some management improvement. And around 13% is overfish, so it requires significant interventions. But generally, it is looking pretty good, as is most seafood.
That's fantastic.
That's good. That's great news.
Yeah, but it's because of the work that we've been doing at the base level.
No, absolutely, and it's all the players in the seafood supply chain. So it's the producers, the retailers, NGOs. Everyone has played their bit to do this and to get to this level.
I love it, and I just keep thinking about those communities of fishermen, like we have so many here in the Cape, that have been empowered through that still have jobs, that still have working ships and boats because of this kind of investment. Absolutely beautiful. Who's good? I suppose Kat should do the taste test.
You want to do a taste?
Mate, happy to have a bite of that.
Yeah, let's put your money where your mouth is, man.
There we go. There we go.
What dipping sauce did you make with that?
This is I just went to Woolies, got a beautiful peanut Thai sauce.
Oh, get out.
I would say that I made it, but I'm not going to lie to you.
No, next time you're going to say that you made
What
it.
I love is the fact that I told Gert next year I want to be on one of those ships that actually catch a tuna. Gert was like, we'll do that. We'll do that. So I'm looking forward to an adventure next year to actually go and, like...
I'm envisioning the old man in the sea and him coming back alone on a boat, eh? Gert, please have a taste.
Please
and
try,
give us,
please try.
Give us a judgment of your tuna. You can find this delicious recipe at woolworths.co.za, hey?
Thank you for making my job so easy, honestly.
Yeah.
Well done. Is it good? Is it good?
And it's a lot of crunch. That's perfect for TV. Gert, we love your team because we love what you guys do for us. So
Mate, pretty good. I mean, if you look at tuna is some of the most magnificent fish out there. In fact, I think it's the author, Richard Ellis, said that you shouldn't be calling an aggregation of tunas a school of fish or school of tunas. You should be talking about a celebration of tuna.
A celebration
love that.
of tuna.
And I taste this, and I think it's fair to call this a celebration of tuna.
Wow, job done and dusted. Thank you both for your efforts in driving this idea of sustainability. Thankfully, we have not gone too far, but it's all about making responsible choices as a consumer.
Tonight, in the Tastemaster kitchen, the top 5 must pull out all the stops to avoid elimination. And with a twist that will even the playing field, it's anyone's game.
Yo, guys.
You have got to be kidding me.
I don't know how I'm going to pull this off.
You're teetering on a dangerous zone.
Whew, I am feeling so out of my depth.
I'm starting to panic. I'm never going to finish.
Go, 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 go.
Get ready to bake more memories with a Tastemaster SA. Tonight at 7 on SABC2. You belong.
Yeah, what you know about going out?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso, and you're live in S3. Now, we're continuing our conversation around Transgender Day of Remembrance, an annual observance that honors the memory of transgender people whose lives have been lost in acts of anti-transgender violence. And we've got some amazing guests. We've got Manila Von Teese, who gave me this bangle.
Yes.
And I'm never gonna take it off. I'm just letting you know, never. In fact, my hand will now stay this while I tell you about our other guests. And we also have Belinda Kakaba Kafasi, the Queen of Drags, joining us in studio to talk about the importance of this day. And we've got a performance from them both later on, but first, welcome.
Thank you.
Did you see my bangles? Sorry, did you see it? What do you think?
You're beautiful.
It brings out the green in my eyes, eh?
It does. It does.
I'm here for all the sparkle,
Right.
all the glam, and it's been amazing. And, you know, Manila, I'm so excited because watching your journey, you are here, you are there, you're everywhere.
Oh.
You were in India in 2019, you were at Sumizi's wedding. You've been busy. What have you, I mean, just give us a quick little recap of some of the things you've done.
I mean, I've been through a lot and I've accomplished a lot. And I mean, there's so many things that we still have to do. And I mean, so many doors that we still have to break down. And I mean, it's a privilege that I can be a part of that journey. And it's a privilege for me to actually be one of the people that's in the forefront of breaking down those doors. And I mean, I'm just very blessed and I'm truly appreciative of all of that.
And you're doing a phenomenal job at that, because the more and more I hear, the more and more I get very excited about what the future holds and the minds that need to be opened.
Yeah.
But I would like to greet you with bangle on. Belinda.
Extend your hand.
All right. Sorry. Hi. It's important, okay, but Miss Drag South Africa 2019.
Yes.
Okay, 2019, it's 2021 at the moment. How have things been? How has the rain been? You know, I'd love to know, just to catch up with you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm beautiful, thank you. I was crowned Miss Drag South Africa, and shortly after that, we went into a lockdown.
Yes.
So it was a tough year during my reign, but I did all the best that I could, and I think I've accomplished all of the goals that I've set for myself. So I really went out there in the community and preached my message, which is a project called #BlackDragMagic, a project that celebrates Black drag, especially drag that is that manifests itself in the township, and kind of bring it into mainstream drag. So yeah, I think I've done a good job in that.
It's inspiring. Yes, you have. My bangle twinkles for that.
Well, today we are, you know, focusing on Transgender Day of Remembrance. And Manila, this is going to be your question. Why is a day like today so important for you?
It's truly important to me because, I mean, I'm a drag queen. I can't speak for transgender people because I'm not trans, but as drag queens and as drag, a lot of trans people find themselves through the art form of drag because it's an avenue of them kind of navigating, is this where my life is going? Is it who I am? Because gender dysphoria it's a horrible thing. I can't even fathom how a person would actually be in that situation. So drag often helps people escape that gender dysphoria and actually find themselves. So being a link in that situation is just truly amazing. And I'm seeing people find themselves, seeing people blossom, seeing people actually just ignite with who they truly are. It's just amazing to see and witness. So, I mean, this day is truly important. And I mean, we have lost so many. We just need to be a part of the situation of not losing anymore and stand as a wall and say, stop, we need to stop. And I mean, it's a process.
It is.
But it's a process that we are working on. It's a process we are working on.
And we are aware of, which is actually very important. And you know what I love about drag? I love the fact that everybody goes to seek out a platform. But drag actually gives you the realization that you are your own platform. And you can be whatever you want to be. And I think that's the most beautiful thing about it. And I know, Belinda, you want to indigenize drag and make sure that everybody knows that, you know, you see a lot of sensationalized TV programs, but in South Africa, this is who we are as South Africans, but then we also drag. How has that journey been?
Yeah, I think I've been inspired a lot by where I come from as a Black South African and growing up Xhosa in a very traditional setting. And when I started doing drag, I always wanted to tap back to my being and who I am and reflect on what has made me who I am, molded me in this who I am. So it is for me a way to celebrate that and really to augment that power of indigenous culture. And I think drag as a form of expression of the queer imagination kind of makes me
align what is who I am and my queer imagination. So kind of mixing indigenous, my culture, and my queer imagination, which is my drag.
That is incredible.
That is beautiful. Well, I cannot wait for Belinda and Manila to perform, so stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast show, because these fabulous ones are not going anywhere.
Thank you so much, team. Let's get into our final news bulletin with our national news here in South Africa first. Students from universities in Gauteng have expressed mixed views to a draft proposal by the National Student Financial Aid Scheme, or NSFA, stating that beneficiaries will need a 75% pass of their modules in order to continue receiving that support in their studies. Now, some hail it as progressive, while others claim that it will close the door to many young black students who are struggling to obtain a first degree. The current requirement for passing the modules students are enrolled for is just 50%. Then the Monetary Policy Committee of the South African Reserve Bank yesterday lifted the bank's key lending rate by 25 basis points to 3.75%, taking the prime rate now to 7.75%. So Reserve Bank Governor Lesetja Kganyago said the country's expected growth rate had been adjusted slightly downwards due to the impact of, among other matters, the July riots, of course. He said that the riots, along with the pandemic and ongoing power outages, would have a lasting impact on investment confidence and, of course, job creation as well. Now, casting a wider gaze, let's look at the international front, but keep it close to home. Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta yesterday signed a new refugee bill, which will make it easier for asylum seekers to access education and opportunities to integrate and make a living. Now, this follows a mere 6 months after a planned closure of the Kakuma refugee camp house base, with more than 500,000 refugees housed there currently, mainly from Somalia and South Sudan. And authorities say that the camps were used as a breeding ground for terrorists. Then Iraq has summoned its cultural attaché in Beirut to investigate the alleged sale of hundreds of fake Lebanese university degrees in Iraqis, including MPs. Now, at least 3 private Lebanese universities are implicated, and Lebanese authorities have also launched an investigation into degrees sold to Iraqis enrolled in remote learning courses. Several MPs and high-ranking officials paid between $5,000 for a master's degree and $10,000 for a PhD, mainly in religious subjects. The Islamic University of Lebanon has reportedly sacked its president and 4 heads of department over the scandal so far. And then finally, a rather humbling story about a dog. A German Shepherd is selling a 9-bedroom waterfront mansion in Miami, and that's actually happening. From Los Angeles in the US comes the rather bizarre news that a German Shepherd, a dog called Gunther VI, is selling his Miami mansion, previously owned by none other than pop star Madonna. The property has an asking price of only $31.75 million. That's about 495 million rand. The dog's wealth can be traced back to his ancestor, Gunther III, in fact, who inherited millions of dollars from his owner, German Countess Carlotta Liebenstein, who then died in 1992. Well, Gunther VI's trust now, and that's the dog, remember, is worth some $500 million, having grown hugely through some solid investments, clearly. And his mansion overlooks the Biscayne Bay, has 9 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms, and a magnificent pool. And he sleeps in Madonna's former master bedroom. Carla Bicatelli, one of Gunther's caretakers, says she is part of a board that oversees the trust and makes decisions about when to buy and sell. Riccatelli added, and we quote, "The German Shepherd, whose main home is actually in Tuscany, of course, in the north of Italy, joins estate agents' meetings, travels on private jets, and, of course, has his meals prepared by a chef. Indeed, a dog's life." Well, you contemplate how mundane your life is right now. Let's get back into the weather.
Oh, listen, I don't know how I can beat that, but let's quickly look at some environmental news. Forestry, Fisheries and Environment Minister Barbara Creecy has reiterated South Africa's commitment to cut back on greenhouse gas emissions. A financial team involving Treasury will set up to unpack what exactly the 131 billion rand international partnership entails, which will kickstart South Africa's transition efforts over the next 3 to 5 years. This follows the country's participation in the COP26 climate conference in Glasgow, Scotland recently, and Creecy said countries would align their national determined contributions to the objective agreed to at COP26. She said SA had identified vulnerable sectors of the economy as transport, mining, manufacturing, agriculture and tourism. She said they were researching low emissions development pathways for these sectors. Some 200 countries have agreed to work towards limiting the aggregated global temperature increase to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Now, from our climate news to our favorite sunrise views that has been sent in by you, our official Expresso sunrise photographers. At 6 o'clock, Angus Murphy kicked us off this morning with a stunning image of our beloved Table Mountain, and that was taken from the harbour in Cape Town. Then Avril Roberts-Retief, also becoming one of our regulars, shared this view of Cape Town sunrise. This is a beautiful one that captures the glow of the sun in the distance perfectly as the day begins. Then at 7 a.m., Linda Morris from Belito shared this breathtaking view overlooking the ocean and showing off the sky's full colours. And then last but not least, we have Dudley Cork from Woodridge Island in Milnerton, who captured this bright and bold image as the sun comes up over the area. Thank you for those beautiful sunrise photos. If you would like to share one, please do so on the Expresso Facebook page. Here's a final look at your temperatures for this morning. If you're in Polokwane, a low of 15, a high of 24. Mbombela, 15, reaching a high of 17. Pretoria, 16.29. Johannesburg, 14, reaching a high of 28. A sunny day in Mahikeng, 15.34. Klerksdorp, 13, reaching a high of 34. Sunny in Kimberley, 11.28. Bloemfontein, 7, reaching a high of 27. Richards Bay, 15.19. Pietermaritzburg, 11, with a high of 18, and a good chance of rain for today. If you're in Durban, 17 is your low, 21 your high. Mthatha, 6, reaching a high of 21. It's partly cloudy and rainy in East London, a low of 13, a high of 22. Cradock, 7, reaching a high of 24. If you're in Gqeberha today, your day is starting off with a low of 13 and reaching a high of 21. George, 11, reaching a high of 19. Cape Town, partly cloudy, reaching a high of 21. Worcester, 9.25. Sutherland, 6.21. And a sunny day ahead in Uppington, a low of 15 and a high of 31 degrees Celsius. And that's where we leave your weather on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Zoe. Hopefully you're all going to just have an amazing weekend, because that's what we want.
Oh, yes.
Now, we all know the drill. We always leave Christmas shopping, certainly in my case, to the very last minute. And then we're in an absolute flat panic, especially when it comes to getting your kids that thing, that toy that they really do need.
And it's sold out.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So why don't we capitalize on some pre-Black Friday deals right now and get all of our Christmas shopping done one time and at a massive discount.
It's a great idea. So here's the way you do it. The Ever app by Nedbank is a super app that allows you to purchase goods and services from retailers nationwide, all in one app. And right now, they've got some epic deals on great tech.
And you can link it to your money app as well. So it's kind of, yeah, you can really kind of get stuck in there. I love it. So, oh my goodness. This one's probably just for me. First of all, we've got the Sony PlayStation 4 500 gigabyte console bundle currently on sale with a 12% discount for 5,999. That's good. That's good. That's 800 Rand off the current retail price. So if someone has been begging you for a new console, now is the chance.
That is actually quite I might actually get on. No, it's a little bit. Sorry, we're still talking. Anyway, so the PlayStation, if that's not your vibe, I get that, right? Because if you're Team Xbox, then the Ever app has you covered. The Xbox Series S 500 gigabyte is now less 11% for only 6,199 Rand. That means you could use that extra money to buy an extra game. Think about it. right?
And I found a whole lot of my old Xbox games. I don't know what to do. Lastly, what's a console without a TV, right? Well, you can get a new Hisense 55-inch UHD smart TV on sale for a ridiculous $7,999. That's crazy. That's a discount of at least R1,000 from the general in-store price.
It's another game.
Yeah.
So
that's another game. You're right, eh?
So you sorted. This
I need one more saving, and then I can get 3 games. And
you get so many of them as well. So these are just some of the deals at the moment. So download the Avo app from your app store and browse through all of the deals available across all departments. And if you don't have the Avo app, then you can simply download it from your app store today. But let's get really, really smart here and make sure you get the deals now.
Never think 100 Rand is just a clipper. It's a fresh fade or prepaid electricity. It also gets you a gold credit card from only 40 Rand per month, and you still get change. So, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously? Get a Nedbank Gold credit card that helps you afford more.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're live at S3. This is Expresso, and we are expressing our right to shine a light on something so important. And as we continue to make sure that International Transgender Day of Remembrance tomorrow is properly appreciated, we're so pleased to engage with a trailblazing creative voice in this space. Now, coincidentally, I am sitting alongside Zoe Brown. The guest's name is Zoe Black. And her YouTube channel, which explores social and lifestyle issues pertaining to the transgender and gender diverse communities of South Africa, is the first of its kind in the country. So she's with us today to make sure that she shares her experience, of course, and just to ensure that transgender women in Mzansi are appreciated and we understand so much more about their plight, the stories, the narratives, so we can get educated and let's start being a bit more wakker, okay? That's why we do this in the morning. So presenting to you, please welcome Zoe Black. How's it going?
Oh yeah, thank you for having me.
No problem. Zoe Black and Zoe Brown. Zoe Black.
It's meant to be.
Are you going to say name and surname the whole time?
I'm going to proper say Zoe Brown. Would you like to ask Zoe Black the first question?
I would, because you know what? When it comes to like, especially if you grapple with your identity, it is difficult. It is such an intense and personal journey. Do you mind sharing a little bit about the path you have walked and why you are such a strong activist?
How long has it been now? I think I came out like 6, 7 years ago, maybe. I remember where I was in the bath, I was like scrolling on YouTube. I came across this channel that was run by this gender therapist who kind of was proceeding to ask all these questions about, you know, your identity. Did you feel like this when you were growing up? How do you feel about your body, etc.? And I watched the next video after the next video and the next video, and I got out of the bath. I was still in the towel, and I said to my partner at the time, I came out of the bathroom and I was like, babes, I think I'm trans. And she was like, okay. And that was it. And then I kind of did the things that I needed to. It was very, very difficult for me coming out, because at that time, there was like no visibility, or at least there was nothing that I could find at the time. And so as a way to kind of make narratives like mine more accessible, I then started being a little bit more public about myself. I started a blog, and then fairly recently started a YouTube channel, apparently.
Apparently, yes.
Well, now you are what you wish you had when you were coming out.
I know, that's a weird space to be in, but very, very cool.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful connection. Like, you literally closed the loop on that, because that's the inspiration. Now you get to become the inspiration. That's like an organic energy that I appreciate so much. But now, with your journey, you had to sort of curate what type of things you're going to deal with on this YouTube series, right? It's going to be trans rights, but there are a bunch of other things. So how do you go about, you know, creating this content and unpacking what is something so important? What is your method to actually bring this to life?
When I started the channel, I literally just wanted to post this one video because I had changed my name with the Department of Home Affairs, and I posted that on Instagram, and then somebody said, can you do like a longer form of it? Because the process is quite detailed.
Yes.
And so then I was like, okay, so I whipped out like my 10-year-old camera and then quickly filmed it and posted that, and people kind of were like, this is amazing. And then I just posted the next video and the next and the next. And so the channel has kind of grown out of a space of just kind of being information-based to, I guess, where the focus of my work has largely been over a number of years around just kind of broadening just visibility for trans people, because we're always like framed in this way that's, oh, our lives are so tragic and like it's so difficult, and it is, but we're also human beings who have whole lives and are just like everybody else. So I've kind of taken to like a kind of vlog style in my videos, which I think is a nice kind of accessible way to reach broader audiences.
And I mean, it's nice to listen to you talk, and like you're telling a story and you're keeping us captivated. So that is what you need for a YouTube channel, and it's just you want to keep people engaged. I love that you mentioned you also had to change your name at Home Affairs. How do you find, you know, as a South African, how is our constitution and our legal system towards people, you know, that are going through the transgender journey?
Maybe right off the bat, so trans people in this country don't enjoy like special rights, right? So we have this constitution that pretty much like blanketly protects everyone, trans people included in that. We've had like over a period of time conversations around, particularly because of our apartheid history, conversations around race in particular. But I don't think we've had that same kind of conversation as it pertains to gender and women's issues. In the kind of crafting of the Constitution, one of those protected grounds was, you know, that non-discrimination clause that prevents the state or any person from discriminating against anybody on a number of bases, and one of those things is race and gender. A bit of legislation was also passed in 2003 called the Alteration of Sex Description and Sex Status Act 49 of 2003. We call it Act 49 for short, because it's a mouthful. And effectively, this bit of legislation allows trans and intersex persons to amend their gender marker with the Department of Home Affairs.
Okay.
But there are a whole bunch of hoops that you have to jump through in order to do this.
Yeah. So it's not a straightforward process.
No, it isn't. So anybody in this country you can go to Home Affairs and amend your name. That's like great. But if you want to amend your gender marker, the way that the law is crafted and the way that it's been interpreted means that you have to go and see 2 physicians and have them write letters, reports that you have in fact undergone what they term as gender reassignment. So you either have to have something like medical intervention or surgical intervention to be able to amend your gender marker, which isn't really a kind of human rights framework. It's very medicalized, and it's problematic in that kind of way, because we know that access to healthcare in this country is a
Not
major
everyone has the funds to have surgeries.
And in this country, as far as I'm aware, there are only 2 state facilities in the country that provide gender-affirming care to trans people. So your ability to amend your gender marker is directly tied to your ability to access healthcare, which is already a problem. And if you're trans in this country, it's even more of a problem.
Well, that's why we stick together and we help. And that's why we're doing this today. So on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, I'm Zoe Black. You are just an inspiration. You are. And I want many more people to actually follow you. ZOEY Black, is that correct? Because
that's right.
There's a certain crowdfunding campaign that you can get involved with that you're going to be helping Zoe Black do something absolutely incredible, in fact. So the handle's on your screen right now. Please follow the journey, and let's stick together because we are all humans. And we're all here to look after each other. This is the community that we want to bring, especially with a day like tomorrow. So, Zoe Black, thank you very much for being with Zoe Brown and I today.
I appreciate you.
Hashtag black and brown, or brown and black. I don't know which one goes first. Amazing chat. Let's reinforce that now with an amazing performance. We are back with the Mama Africa of drag. I'm talking about the gorgeous specimen stood beside me here, resplendent and about 6 inches taller than me, Belinda Kakamba Kafasi. And we are celebrating the members of the LGBTQI plus community ahead of Transgender Day of Remembrance. And she's going to be performing something that is going to hit you in the feels and ultimately is going to start the weekend. Take it away, girl.
Good Breakfast Show. Welcome back because you're just in time because it's the most wonderful time of the year. Every time I see that, I feel like it needs to be, you know, come with a little bit of a sing-song. But hey, Chef Clem, he is here because the festive season is around the corner and he's here to show us, for those who love their early bird Christmas gifting hacks and needs ideas for the family, this is why Chef Clem is here. And all of the gifts he have picked out for his family are all under 250 Rand. This is to help you this Christmas. Chef Clem, I love shopping within a budget.
I love shopping.
Nah.
just. I'm the type of person that does Christmas shopping way before December.
Me too.
And I will put my Christmas tree up on the night, the 1st of December. That's the rule.
So this year I don't have a tree. I have one of those small ones from Woolies, the feather one.
Perfect.
That's my tree. I've had it since it came out, which has been a while.
It's fine. It's okay. So let's talk about the first gift. So when shopping for Mom, got her a candle with the cork lid. But these candles are so amazing. And candles are super underrated.
You need candles. I mean, hello, load shedding's a thing.
Load shedding's a thing.
But I love candles during dinner. What else is there?
The clay mask, okay? Rejuvenating clay mask. Have to have this. I use this myself because, you know, those early morning wake-ups, this is what you need. Okay.
That's a mom essential kit, and that was all 250 Rand.
Done.
Boom.
Okay, Mom, done. Next one.
Let's move on to...
And I like shopping like that as well. I like walking to the store and I know where to go. Boom, 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 boom. That's how we're going to do the gifting. Okay, cool. Next one.
People things they need, and I know they'll use.
I like going in with a plan, but then I always end up having extra things. But it's fine. It's okay. Okay, Meg, okay? I like
that
that you said
olive oil.
Yes. She walked past and she was like, oh my goodness, look at that olive oil bottle.
You need to turn it to camera. It's beautiful.
She was like, look at that bottle. And I take notes of things. So when she looked at it, she saw it and she was like, love the bottle, love the olive oil, but love the bottle. I was like, done. Okay, cool. So,
great gift. That should stay all year round. It shouldn't just be a Christmas gift.
All year round. Woolies, make it happen.
Please, please.
A little about a word called apothecary. Apothecary is the word. No more aromatherapy.
Apothecary.
Apothecary. You know what? We'll just, you know, that's the new oil set that they have. And it is so amazing using, like, forget aromatherapy oils. This is the new thing. Wait, it's right here. How do you pronounce it? Apothecary. Apothecary.
Apothecary.
Apothecary.
I don't know.
Check it out.
But how would you use that? Do you still like add the same as essential oils? You
Absolutely.
Use it? Oh, fabulous.
They are amazing. Someone actually walked into my home after we got this and they were like, your home smells like Woolworths. And I was like,
nailed it.
Nailed it.
Okay, Megan's going to love that. Let's move on to who else did you buy gifts for?
Baby sister Gemma. She is literally, love her so much.
She's the sweetest. We've had her on the show a few times. Your sister Gemma's amazing.
She is so amazing. Okay, so what did I get her? I got her this Manna mug, okay? Seems like a normal mug. It's double-walled. Get this. It'll keep things warm or cold for 24 hours.
Oh, my goodness.
And then when you remove the straw, there's actually a sealing mechanism in the cup.
So it won't spill?
It won't spill, okay?
That is smart. And it's glitter.
There we go. I got a hand cream set.
Ooh,
and then
so handy.
A mug. She's up to she wants a mug of her own.
Did you get all of that for 250 Rand?
I know how to shop. I know how to shop. Okay, cool. So that goes back.
Here in front of me. If you don't mind, I'm going to unpack it.
Okay.
Ooh, this is beautiful.
The chocolate chip duo. Every year, Woolies comes out with the most amazing designs on their tins. And I'm so happy because the past 2 years, I've actually had the artists on Instagram before they actually got on Woolies. Nordstar, shout out to you. Your tins are amazing. Woolies, these duo tins are phenomenal. So because, I mean, you can't have a biscuit without a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. Got my dad the double-walled mug.
And this is so masculine. I love it.
Can I do gifting or can I do gifting?
You can do gifting. This is amazing. Well, we have some great news for you because we are also giving away a 1,000 Rand Woolies gift card. Now hop on over to our competition post that's on our Expresso Facebook page or our Twitter or Instagram accounts and tell us what Woolies gift under 250 Rand would you like to give a loved one this festive season. Chef Clem showed us some great ideas, but remember to also include that hashtag Woolies Christmas. Now, the competition closes at midnight on Monday, the 22nd of November, so you have this weekend to get all of those gifting ideas in, and those T's and C's can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. I'm obsessed with the olive oil, the candle, and this. I want your dad's gifts. Thank you.
This Christmas, we're celebrating those who kept our light shining bright. So wrap some thoughtful gifts and celebrate moments that matter with Woolies.
Well, from some pretty cool gifts, and there were some pretty cool gifts, why don't we gift our family with some deliciousness this morning? Mums and dads, like God and myself, have a full-time job on our hands. From school runs, there's homework, and of course, day jobs, that little complication of actually having to work while parenting. And of course, keeping the kids entertained and then cleaning up after the family. It's a full-time gig, and they often don't get to sit down and unwind until late in the evening. I know Carl can relate to this. So we are, of course, now going to provide something that can take a bit of the time and the chore and the effort out of preparing a meal, so you can actually sit and just blom and enjoy the time.
This blooming is so important because I think that, you know, I'm very communicative, so you don't want to spend too much time in the kitchen. You take away, because I mean, there's so little time in the evenings, you know, when you can like sit down and say, how was your day? How did it go? So that's why I love these recipes, because they're just quick and easy, and you can literally just chow down and then just chat. Because I always ask the kids, what's the best part of your day? I think it's so important because it actually identifies positivity.
Yeah, for sure.
As a practice, and it's a regular thing, so they have to think about what was the best part of my day.
For me, I love watching the journey of what Jack is eating versus Georgia now, and how she only wants to eat what he has. You know, you can put a plate of food down in front of her, she's like, no. But as soon as you put it down in front of him, she's like, oh, okay, cool.
You're going to make us emotional, you know that?
I am going to get emotional, man. I didn't realize it's those, but it's those little moments that I miss the most with my kids now that I've been overseas for like 7 years.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so we're going to get cracking. We're going to be making some beautiful Simply Chicken nuggets, which are, if I had to be honest, at least half of what I feed my child, really. Like, because it's so easy.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm sure you're guilty of this as well. How much of it, when you cook a batch, how much of it do you eat?
Yeah, how much goes to the child and whole. But that's why I like the value add in the size of the packaging.
Exactly.
Okay. So you're going to get stuck in, and we're going to pair our beautiful chicken nuggets with something that, yes, the whole family can enjoy. And this is a great way with these kind of dips that you can kind of help your child develop their own sense of flavor. Because just like you, they're going to have things that they love, things that they don't. And here, the most important thing, obviously, feeding as a parent is you want to make sure that it's clean and it's pure.
Absolutely.
You're getting just pure, beautiful grade chicken. There's no MSG. There's no other meat products mixed in there to bolster them up. They're just awesome. It's a little bag of golden joy.
It is indeed. So, what I'll do
get cracking there.
I'm going to get cracking here. You do the dip. I'm going to get these on, and I've greased that as well. I'm going to go 12 to 14 minutes at 200, just to make sure, and I'm going to turn halfway through, just to make sure that it's all sorted out.
Yeah,
so
you want them nice and crispy, because that's the joy here, is you've got this beautiful crumb, and you want the texture. So I'm going to be making a honey mustard sauce, which is a perfect pairing for chicken.
Oh, it is.
Whether you've got an old roast chicken, you know, the day before's roast chicken that you want to put on a chicken bun, make a honey mustard chicken bun with it. Oh, come on, get out of time. But here I've got the base is sour cream. Then I've got some honey, obviously.
So the sweetness is going in, sweet and sour, so you're hitting the marks there.
Exactly, and it's what it's about. It's sweet, sour, and umami. And I think in this case, our mustard, and you can have a little bit of fun. I think a Dijon mustard will work really well for this, but if you're like a hot English kind of guy, hey, then
that's when I make it for myself. You know, when you make the hot food, you kind of know where it's going. Like, oh, is it too spicy? Okay, okay, Dad will have it.
No, it's true. It's how I protect my food from my children, is I just make it really, really hot.
Oh,
they make that mistake once. Okay, so that's one parenting hack. Okay, if you want to save your food. Here's another thing. So I've got these beautiful chives to chop up that I maybe picked from our own garden, because my son and I are starting a room. Do I use a serrated knife? No.
No.
Do I use a beautiful chef's knife?
Yes.
No, I don't. Can I tell you why?
Wait for it.
Because life can be even easier. For the dads out there.
And here it comes. I knew he was going to do this.
Use your talons, man, and then you can chop them up nice and fine. Look at that.
Okay, and that's fast too.
Hey, and it is. I do this with chilies as well, just to avoid inevitably sticking a chili finger in my eye. But that's how easy it is, and then you are left with the amazing in product there.
Done and dusted. So, yeah, we
Beautiful.
got that. We got that sorted. We got dip sorted. We got dinner sorted. So, moms and dads, simple and easy.
And yes, of course, you could also do it in the air fryer. We know. And speaking of which, let's make mealtime simple with Simply Chicken. And to get your hands on this delicious recipe, as always, you can go to a source of much culinary inspiration, expressoshow.com. And for more quick and easy recipes, follow at Simply Chicken ZA on Instagram. Daily inspiration there. And it is your last chance, in fact, to enter this week's competition. Simply Chicken are giving one lucky viewer the chance to win, yes, an instant Vortex air fryer.
Yes!
Look at it. It's a game changer. Simply reply to the competition post on the Expresso Facebook, Twitter, or our Instagram page and tell us your hashtag Real Mom Festive Holiday Season Stories. And you can be a dad as well to do that. In addition to this, you'll also stand a chance of telling your story live on our show and be automatically entered into that grand prize draw of 10,000 Rand. Come on, that's Christmas right there. Remember to include hashtag Real Mom in your answer. Competition closes today, and that's obviously the 19th of November at midday, so you've got limited time. Get on it. But you can find all those terms and conditions on expressoshow.com from two mom dads.
Yes.
Hey, Simply Chicken.
What a time to be a baby. Why? Because from the 15th to the 19th of November on Expresso, we're giving away 3 Epimax baby and junior hampers worth 2,500 Rand each every day. That's 1,000 Rand's worth of Epimax products plus 1,500 Rand cash in every prize. Oh yes. To enter, reply to the daily competition post on Expresso's Facebook, Twitter or Instagram page. Answer the question and include hashtag the Epimax Life in your answer. Competition closes this Friday, the 19th November 2021. T's and C's on expressoshow.com.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, we are in the beauty room and you're just in time. Welcome back, because last week we had makeup artist and content creator Renee DeWitt, who shared some of her wish list items using the virtual try-on feature. This morning, Renee is back in studio to discuss some of her favorite hacks just in time for the weekend. Renee, I love talking makeup with you because you are the queen of knowing, recommending the great products and all of the beauty hacks. Something I've noticed a lot of people have been wearing, and for me it's so important, is to highlight your skin. How can we get that dewy look going into summer?
So I really like skincare. Skincare is for me everything. It's the base of which you're going to create this all-day glow. If you don't have time to do the whole skincare, you know what I sometimes do? This is a crazy hack. I use the Sisley lip gloss. Can I do a little bit on your face?
You can, yes please.
So I have sanitized. So I use this product in 3 different ways just to create illuminating, glossy, dewy skin. So I would use a little bit on the top of the cheekbone, just over there. And you know how that glossy eye, I can see you've done a bit of a glossy eye, it's quite trendy at the moment.
So you can also add that to the eye.
It's the easiest hack. And then obviously on your lips, I don't want to mess up your beautiful bold lip.
So that is a quick, easy way where you can use one product on 3 different ways on your face, and that creates that dewy look. Oh,
and I love products that multitask. In fact, I make products multitask.
Okay.
I have this rule, you have to have 3 products, 3 minutes, and 3 tools.
Okay, well let's
to get out of the house.
Let's go through those 3 products in 3 minutes for the people that don't have a lot of time.
Well, I've got so many ideas, but let me do the one that I really like. So often you struggle to find a concealer that matches you perfectly. My hack, at night, just before bedtime, I used to always clean this to make sure it was pristine. Now I don't. I just squeeze that little blob, leave the lid off and let it oxidize a little bit, and then it's got a tackier kind of consistency, and then you use that as a concealer.
That is brilliant.
Crazy.
You don't need to buy a separate product, because concealer can be pricey if you just want to, stick to some basic makeup and you want to buy decent products.
And also something that matches your skin perfectly. And what matches your skin better than your foundation? And then also in terms of mascara, I have eyes that are quite sensitive, and my mascara and my eyeliner tend to bleed. So what I found is, this is the Estee Lauder Sumptuous. This is probably one of my favorite mascaras. So my hack is, I take a little bit from the wand with an angled brush. This is after I've curled my lashes, and then I use it as a liner.
So you use your mascara as a liquid liner, boom. One product, 2 different ways.
Exactly, easy,
Fabulous.
and it doesn't bleed. It doesn't go anywhere, right?
That's what you want.
Then in terms of color, I really love monochromatic tones on the eyes. So eyes, cheeks, lips. Bobbi Brown Convertible Blush. Stila does a beautiful one too called Peony, which is my favorite. This is the number 6. And what I do is I just warm it up a little bit on my hand, my finger, a little bit on the cheek.
And that will also give you that dewy look.
Right. Lips are same thing.
Oh, amazing. Well, Renee,
have to do your other side quickly.
You can. Well, we can talk makeup all day, every day, but unfortunately we are running out of time. But there you have it, some quick and easy makeup hacks for you to try at home. Renee, thank you so much for showing us. And I think we need to balance it out just now. But why wait for Black Friday to spoil yourself with some new beauty products? You can get 20% off 2 selected beauty products if you shop between now and the 29th of November 2021. That's at Woolworths. This offer is available in Woolies at, you can do it in store, you can do it online, or even on the Woolies app. Happy shopping.
Woolworths brings you the beauty brands you love. From the icons you swear by to local favorites. From clean beauty to coveted fragrances. Your most loved beauty brands. Edited for you.
You know that we love to get you into this beautiful Friday and weekend mode, and I can tell you, looking down at my bangle, I realize that there's a twinkle and a sparkle in your eye that you need to see, and it is Manila Von Tees. So stand by as we celebrate what is a beautiful day tomorrow, the Transgender Day of Remembrance. I want to offer you this performance. Pride, a deeper love. Call her this.
wheeling, dealing, not my feeling. No backstabbing, greedy, grabbing, lying, cheating. 'Cause I've got a deeper love, a deeper love, a deeper love inside. I've got a deeper love, a deeper love, a deeper love inside, and I call it pride.
Yeah, what you know about going out? Head west, red legs, TVs, all up in the headrest. Try and live it up, rock jewel, bigger truck, piece all glittered up. Stick a kid for what? Jig with a cut, slip crisp, spit it up. Rock, get your nut till I can't get it up. I'm a big man, get this man room out of here.
Drop an old school beat.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, and you are just in time as we want to unlock Red this summer with Vodacom's Red plans and amazing Black Friday deals with up to 70% off on smartphones, laptops, fiber, and more every weekend this November. It sounds unbelievable.
It is insane. I think a lot of us are asking what we love most about Black Friday, and I think from my perspective, it's always about having that one big ticket item that is just out of your reach because it's just too much, and you get 70% off it on Black Friday. Boom, it's there. I love it.
There we go. And I love a good deal myself. And Vodacom has some amazing deals this weekend and every weekend till the end of the month.
Yep, so just download the Voda Pay app and then you'll find it has all sorts of offers of, as we said, up to 70% off. And backed by popular demand, Vodacom is having this insane SIM deal only this weekend where you can get a SIM-only package with 800 gigabytes data for only $299 per month. That's a 999 Rand saving per month. That's incredible. 70% off. Total saving of 16,800 Rand over those 24 months that you're paying it off. That's brilliant.
That is unbelievable. And remember that this weekend only, and it's limited to the first 500 customers. Well, I think you know where we're going to go this weekend, right?
Yeah, it's going to be happening. Brace yourself. Head over to Vodacom to unlock these incredible 70% off. That's insane. Black Friday deals, and of course, unlock Red this November.
Black Friday deals with Vodacom every weekend this November, with up to 70% off smartphones, laptops, fiber, and more. Don't miss out. Further together, Vodacom.
It's time. And I'm proud to announce that you can move the coffee table because it's our Friday dance, and we are sharing the stage with some very, very talented individuals from the Jody Jackson Dance Center, aka JJDC. That's like OMG, they're about to DANCE for you on EXPRESSO. Anyway, let's move on. 10, 11 December, they have a very special showcase at the Every Nation Church in Retreat in Cape Town. Get tickets at Cricket. They're celebrating their 10th anniversary, so stand by. Coffee table's out. It's JJDC.
Yeah, what you know about going out? Head west, red legs, TVs, all up in the headrest. Try and live it up, rock jewel, bigger truck, piece all glittered up, stick a kid, what? Jig with a cut, slip crisp, spit it up. Rock, get your nut till I can't get it up. I'm a big man, get a slam boom out of here.
Wait a minute, drop an old school beat.
Pump it up, you came to get it drunk with a dame or get it drunk, you came to get it on. More than 5 O's in your bank to get it on. Roll up like that bank to get it on. Put the fit it on, came to get it on. Look, what you want, pump, double flip, pump, ride, pump, jump off, homie, jump off. All these haters on my, will jump off. Run on the streets, need it, jump off. Jump off, pump it up. Do your thing, let me do my thing. Do your thing, let me do my thing. Move that thing, mommy, move that thing. Move that thing, mommy, move that thing. Do your thing, let me do my thing. This is how it should be done.
What you heard about me? When a bitch can't get $1 out of me, no Cadillac, no birds you can't see. Then I'm a I'll see you after the function.
Well done,
JJDC. And you know, that is just a little fraction of their crew. They're going to have a bigger crew here next Friday. 24 members strong, but 10th anniversary. Go check them out, 10-11 in a retreat. And of course, take a bow, please.
Take a bow, you powerhouse little performance.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff.
Wow.
Absolutely love that. Take one last look at the trail, please. At the gorgeous.
We have royalty in the house.
Yeah.
We do, guys. I know that tomorrow is about awareness, but I also know that it's a deeply emotional day. So good luck with dealing with that emotion, and I know it becomes very real and very human on a day like that. So thank you so much for driving the political message and the cultural message, but on a personal level, good luck tomorrow, and that I hope that it gives you everything that you need. Yeah, man.
I mean, it just comes easily.
More people.
Just try and stop.
The world needs more people that can be their authentic self and be them fully. It's you know, we need more of that.
I always say if you all just slayed on our own, I mean, the world would be a better place because I'll be so focused on me and not you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know
if we
what,
could
my
all
bangle-
fit into a dress like that, the world would be a better place.
Where's
And that's what I'm
Sparkle
saying.
at 9 o'clock
I feel like we need to vogue into the weekend. Can we do that?
And then show us the
Because I got a
art.
bangle now.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Ow, ow,
Nothing beats being free for breakfast with the team or having family brunches for life as it used to be. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.